Yep.
All right.
I heard it at least.
Well, as I was saying before, I also need to bring you guys down. You guys are cranking out my audio here. All right. As I was saying before we knew we had audio issues, I am Roxanne Thompson, and I am the camp administrator for the game tonight. I'm going to take a quick moment to do a little bit of an introduction of our cast before we go on to our intro video and then into the story. But yes, thank you for coming back. This is Illuminated Page presents Bunkhouse B, our summer camp adventure set in the summer of 1991. So to start us off, I'm going to start once again with Shawn. Can you tell us your name, your character's name, and what your character might like to do during the summer?
Hi, I'm Shawn Parks. I'm playing the character Ricky Haskins. I'm 12 years old, and during the summer, I don't want to be here. I'd rather be at home reading or working on early web pages in the 1990 aughts.
Nice. All right, next in line would be John.
So hi, I am John. I've been watching chat with everybody with what's going on. So I'm John,
chat,
and I
boys.
am playing London Schulman tonight. He is, I think I'm 1 year older than the rest of the group, right?
Are you 13?
I'm 13.
Then yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that's
you're
correct.
1 year older.
Yeah, and I am the, I guess, emo goth kid, plays guitar and wants to be. It really doesn't matter that he's there at camp. It's a little bit of nihilistic, a little bit of the, whole kid view, and it's like, yeah, if I don't like it here, I'll just like hitchhike or something. Yeah.
You're the worst kind of kid.
What are we talking about? I'm awesome.
That's what you like to do during the summer, though, is talk about hitchhiking.
Well, no, we're at summer camp.
Oh.
It really doesn't matter what I'm doing.
Oh, okay,
He's nihilistic,
I see. All right. Well, next in line, that takes
And
us
next all the
to
way.
that takes us to Matt. Again, your name, character's name, and what your character likes to do during the summer.
So my name is Kevin MacAlester, but not that Kevin MacAlester.
That's right.
One. I'm a big fan of just going to camp. Like, it's camp. Like, that's what you do. Stuff outdoors, playing basketball, playing baseball, maybe some two-hand touch football. Just an all-around normal American kid. Yeah. That's about it.
That's about it? Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the Twitch chat so I can see it, and it doesn't want to show it to me. So one second, y'all. And then we'll get into that intro video. Well, you know what? I can start the intro video anyway. We'll be right back. All right, and here we are. So when we last left our young adventurers, they had snuck off into the woods. Let's do a brief recap of everything that went down last week. You all got to camp. You got assigned to Bunkhouse C, correct? And then you made friends. You learned some history about the area in which the park or the camp is. We were just talking about theme parks, so I've got that terminology in my head. Then you had to you met a lot of people. You met Camp Administrator Ganahy. You met Counselor Blake. Your bunkhouse counselor is specifically Lloyd, who is a old hand at being a camp counselor at this camp because he went here all 5 years that he could. And the following summer, when he was too old to be a camper, he decided to be a counselor. And you also discovered that, and his name was Lloyd, and you also discovered that Lloyd kind of has a thing for one of the other camp counselors, a young lady. I don't remember if we know her name or not. If I gave her a name, I don't recall it. I think it was
You did. You gave her a first name. I don't remember.
Was
what
it Heather?
Yes.
Heather sounds like a name I would have given a character in the 90s. So I'm going to lower her down a little bit. But yeah, so your bunkhouse, so Bunkhouse C and Bunkhouse F, had to go on. It was their turn to take the obligatory Roughin It Camp, or Roughin It Hike. And so you took a hike with your counselors off into the deeper woods, and you ended up passing something that caught your eye, and it was an old signpost for an older camp, which you had learned earlier in your tenure here at camp, that was one of the camps that had been flooded during a great disaster back in 1963. Where there had been an earthquake that damaged the dam that's upriver, and then a huge storm came in and the dam broke, and all the camps down in the river valley along Lake Quiett were destroyed. And it was a very tragic thing. The earthquake actually had happened during a rowing tournament back in '63, and when that tremor happened, the lake just swallowed all 4 sets of rowers that were out on the lake. So it was a tragic thing you guys were fascinated by. None of the other campers that you are camping with seem to be nearly as interested as you. You had one that was very interested in all kinds of things, and we knew him lovingly as Other Ricky until you guys realized that his name, when he wrote it on the back collar of his shirt, the letters bled through on the permanent marker, and so it read YKCIR, and so you all called him Icker. Icker. So yeah, so with that, he was fascinated with survival and outdoors, and had read a lot of the same books that our Ricky Haskins had read about survival, and he was very fascinated with the idea of if he had to survive away from fresh water, that he had been able to procure some essentially water purification tablets, and he wanted to try purifying his own urine. He was a unique 12-year-old boy, as all 12-year-old boys are. Don't let anyone ever tell you different.
And we're fairly certain that those purification tablets were nothing but sugar pills.
That is what was mostly discussed by our crew, or both. So we had gone to camp, or we had gone on the Roughin It hike, and Counselor Blake showed up. It was just supposed to be your bunkhouse counselors with you guys out here setting up tents, eating camp food on the campfire, and yeah, it's our coup. Vive la Revolution. And actually, they did kind of become a little bit of rebels, and they snuck away. They Counselor Blake made them and Counselor Lloyd go down to the lake to do some night fishing, so he could keep an eye on them, because the boys were trying to get away, and I think Counselor Blake kind of figured that out and wanted to get Counselor Lloyd away from Counselor Heather, due to some interesting dialogue that our boys had for him. They implied that some things were going to go down, and they probably weren't wrong. So they went down to the lake. Counselor Blake got kind of tired, it felt like, dealing with these boys. So he said, why don't you guys move down a piece? I'm going to go fish over here. But he gave them these little flashing reflectors with the fishing poles, and he said, go down and, just stay where I can see you. And the guys ended up setting up their rods and their reflectors, stuck them fast in the mud. They rolled really well to get that done. And it was about... And then they kind of snuck off, because they had seen through some binoculars, they had kind of looked out, and they thought they saw what looked to be remnants of maybe that camp that they had passed the sign for. And so they're fascinated about visiting this old camp. And I believe that's where we left off, was you guys sneaking into the woods to get away from your counselors and go exploring.
Yep.
Does that sound right?
Yep.
And I think the plan was we were just going to walk along the edge of the lake to get to that camp because it would be quicker than backtracking up the trails.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that. That is what was agreed. So,
Hey,
Sounds good
Roxy.
to me.
Yeah.
Can we touch on the subscriptions in the chat real quick?
sure.
So Shawn and I gifted some subscriptions. There wasn't a plan there. I
Thank
just
you,
did it
thank
because it was fun, and then Shawn did it because it was fun, I guess.
It is. It's super fun.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah.
Well, I like the random factor. I didn't know it was random until Roxy said it's like, ooh,
Yeah,
that's fun.
I think it just specifically hides bots.
So Sprout Girl, Deadlock 123, and First KY Cav. Is that an exclamation? It is an exclamation point. Congratulations. I don't think if you are watching right now, but if you're watching later, congratulations. You've got a subscription for a month. We're going to do this occasionally just because we like our viewers. Also, we like subscription numbers because they look pretty and they make us feel good, even if we give them to ourselves.
Hey, you know.
So if you haven't subscribed and you'd like to, you can do that. It's free if you have Amazon Prime and you haven't used that yet. And otherwise, it's not that expensive. Every cent that comes into us is going to go into making this production better or paying the talent like Roxy, who does all this excellent work. And I'm not even talking about the excellent storytelling she's done 2 weeks ago and tonight. She does all of our setup, all of our video production. She keeps us running. So,
Do my best.
it's a little bit of money in her pocket wouldn't be bad.
I wouldn't turn it down.
It's literally the wind beneath our wings.
Yeah, I probably am blushing. I am also just red-faced.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was a fart joke. If you're getting into character over there, Kevin, but or Shawn. I guess it was Ricky.
Yeah, I'm much classier than that.
Oh
All,
yes,
all mine are dick jokes.
that's what, wiener jokes. We're 12. Wiener jokes.
Yeah. Oh, wiener jokes.
All right.
The old wiener jokes.
Does anybody else have anything they would like to say before we dive in?
No, I think
Is that a big no? Sweet. Let me see if I can get some sounds a cranking.
Crank that
I'm
sound.
gonna crank some sounds.
Which is great because last time the birds scared the heck out of us.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to
Right.
crank them that high.
Oh God, murder birds. Hey, Deadlock 123, welcome to being a subscriber. I didn't see you earlier, but yeah, you're one of us now. You don't have a choice.
One
That's
of
right.
us.
Well,
One
I'm
of
pretty
us.
sure that's Levi. So he's just gonna stare
really?
at. Yeah, he's just gonna stare at the artwork that looks like him right there in the middle of the screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
That's the London artwork, right?
Yeah, for London,
Yeah.
yep. All right. So, you guys work your way through the woods. You follow along the edge of the lake. And can you hear the sounds?
Yeah.
The crickets, yeah,
Okay,
I can
cool.
hear it. It's great.
So, you guys work your way along the edge of the lake. You look back every now and again. You hear Blake and Lloyd, talking, and pretty soon their voices fade into the darkness behind you. I'm pretty sure we'd made it all the way through stealth rolls and everything. You guys had slipped away pretty effectively. So you get to the trees, because there's kind of a copse of trees that kind of comes out closer to the shore of the lake, and there's some fallen trees and some bramble and what have you, that you're going to have to actually dip into the woods to get over to where you believe you started to see those remnants of camp. And why you thought it was kind of the remnants of camp is you could kind of see what looked like buildings. You saw some angles and shapes that didn't really match this overgrown woodsy area. So go ahead and let me see. I should have pulled out a character sheet so I remember what you guys do. Spot hidden for me, and we'll see if you guys can, because none of you have navigate, do you?
Yes, I do actually.
And you have a compass as
Nerd.
well, right?
I have a compass and I navigate.
Did you have
Well,
a flashlight with you guys?
Yes.
Fantastic. Was that
you
a
only
yes
roll
for the
for-
flashlight, or was that a yes because you've got? A
I
good roll?
have a flashlight.
Nice.
You want me to roll
And
navigate or spot hidden?
he who has the compass may roll navigate.
All right.
He who has not may roll spotted.
It's really dark. I rolled a 58. It's really dark. I can't really make out the compass real well.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna spend 4 points to actually succeed on my
Spotted?
spot.
I got
Okay.
a hard success. I rolled a 11 for 40.
okay, fantastic. So, is what you see when you said a hard success?
Hard success, wouldn't that
Okay.
be for the first
Yep.
level up?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you just about trip over in fact, Ricky does trip over another one of those signposts, similar to the one that you saw up on the ridge or up on the hiking trail earlier in the day. And it's just it's a simple wooden post, and in it has been, you can see that it's probably been kind of like carved in and then painted at some point in history past, but it's long since faded. But you see something that does again have the Lakeside Camp moniker on it, and then a little symbol, and then it says it's got like an arrow pointing it's pointing upward, so you glean, Ricky, or I'm sorry, London, that you need to just continue forward.
Dude, this is awesome.
Ow.
I'm going to see if I can pull the sign off.
Well, it's not a sign, it's just dug into the post.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually driven into the ground.
All right.
and
Well, I was like, if it's a sign piece on the post. it's
No,
got-
no, it's actually carved into and it's just like a post dug into the ground, and it's about 4 feet tall, 4 feet out of the ground, and that's why while he was trying to study his compass, Ricky just took it straight to the, not the groin, but he took it straight to the hip.
Ow. That what is that?
It says that like the camp's this way, man. Come on.
When did you
We're on
get
the right
high?
track.
When did you get high, London?
Not high. I'm trying to whisper.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
I was like, it got really.
There's camp counselors back that way.
He's finally excited
Man.
about something.
yeah, London is showing excitement. So, as you guys proceed, you can start seeing through the trees, and with the moonlight filtering through the canopy, you can see that there are what look to be buildings, or at least maybe walls. The farther you go, and are you guys still trying to be quiet? Or are you?
trying to.
Has anybody decided that they're far enough away that they just want to trample on through?
I'm stepping quietly because I'm afraid of wild animals.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to be as quiet.
Yeah,
as
I don't know. I mean, noise travels in the woods so much.
Yeah.
especially over the lake.
Yeah.
So as you guys are going, you kind of feel just a little bit like you hear what feels kind of like a rumble in the earth, but it passes, and it didn't. It's just kind of a feeling that you had as you get closer to as you continue into the towards the camp. And so, if you're all still trying to be kind of stealthy, go ahead and those of you are roll me stealth.
You get a okay.
Okay,
I'm spending 3 points of luck to make that
that's fine.
a hard success.
All right, sounds good.
Apparently, I think I'm being stealthy, but I'm hitting every single twig, stepping on every pile of leaves.
You know what?
I failed miserably.
I think being stealthy is really important at this point, so I would like to push my roll.
Okay.
Since we don't ever do this on the
We
regular
don't.
game, you guys don't want to die. I'm having a
Preferably.
problem about dying.
Preferably.
So this is a point where we kind of, Roxy, you and I kind of work out how I'm going to push the roll,
Okay.
and then with the understanding that if I don't succeed, it could have dire consequences. But I have a stealth of 60, so I feel relatively confident.
Okay. No worries.
Let's say I am trying to be so stealthy that I'm kind of crouched down, and a couple points like crawling on the ground,
Okay.
trying to make sure that I keep a low profile.
Okay. I'm good with that. Do you want to luck it?
Go ahead and ruin my. Yeah, actually, I will not. I'll lose that 9 points of luck. That's fine. That's a way closer than it was. Yeah.
Well, it works. That works. Yeah, I was experiencing this the other night with some rolls too. It's very frustrating. All right, so you guys are approaching quite stealthily, and everything seems to be going just fine. So as you continue through the forest, it's really not that much farther that you have to go before you really start getting an idea of, you kind of walk up on what appears to have been probably the commons area of Lakeside Christian Camp. And it's it's a, I wrote this down. Let me just read it to you so I don't have to wing it. So you see the camp come more solidly into view. There are remnants of pavilions and buildings. Across the way, you see an old stage, still mostly standing, at one end of an area that has what looks to be probably what used to be benches lined up in front of it. Everything that you see is definitely showing signs of age. Again, the flood happened in 1963, so we're looking at almost 30 years previously. And the floodwaters receded once the dam was repaired. And they were able to, this all kind of, and over time, it all kind of seeped back out. And, your camp was founded in 1968, I believe it was, or 1970, farther down the river where it hadn't flooded, and they were able to rebuild a camp. But you see on that stage, besides the weather-ruined benches lined neatly as its audience, there is a single toppled and broken cross standing at the center of the stage. So you can tell that this is probably where they would do probably chapel meetings or something during when it was in its heyday. Farther beyond this commons area, you do see a path that leads into a thicker grove of trees. And you think you see a post similar to those that you've seen already at the head of that path. So like I said, you're in this commons area. There's remnants of old buildings. There's like a wall standing, maybe a pavilion still, but some of the posts are rotted. You don't believe anything around here is really safe to stand in or under. There is a lot of debris and overgrowth in this area.
I think you overestimate what 12 and 13-year-old think about safety.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
This is
Have you been a 12 or 13-year-old boy? Yeah, no. That this is a challenge.
I can safely say that I have not. Maybe genderqueer, but I am not there. I've not been a 12-year-old boy.
So the path that we see, it just leads deeper into the forest. It's not like it's like you said, it was a path leading in deeper into the forest, right?
Yeah, the trees are thicker in an area, and there is another path that it's across from where you guys kind of came in. And I had started to draw a map, but of course I left it out in the other room, and it wasn't.
I was just
done
wanting
yet.
to make sure that we really can't see anything other than like an opening in the trees.
No, yep, you just see a path and a signpost.
Can I? I'm gonna shoot the broken cross with my slingshot,
Okay.
Like a kid does.
Like a kid does. All right, go for it.
Yeah, bought a cracker. Nope, no. That's a 90. No, I missed terribly.
I think maybe you need to swap out some dice there.
That was the third set of dice. I don't know.
Well, then it's just a bad night for you. But yeah, so that stone that you launch into the ether just doesn't hit a thing. You hear it kind of pass through into some trees behind it. But
Evan,
that's
were you
it.
going for distance?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing.
I figured that was the case.
Leave it alone, man. It looks so cool. I mean, why ruin it?
It looks so cool. All right. Well, what would you guys like to do? It's really quiet. I mean, it's a calm night, and so far, you can distantly hear the lake lapping at the shores.
Oh,
Can we read the other sign at that trail?
If you want to go over and read it, yeah. It's about 50, 60 feet away, so you just have to get a little closer.
Yeah. Walk over and check the sign out.
Okay.
I'm standing where we first entered.
Okay.
I don't really want to go any further yet.
You haven't moved in yet? Okay.
No.
Well, and I'm obviously going to go over there by jumping up on the old benches and walking across them.
Okay,
You don't just walk on the ground.
Sure, yeah, because the ground is lava. We've all learned that.
Yeah.
It's flooded lava. So why don't you give me a just give me a dex roll.
Dex roll, okay. Yes, I got a 5.
Nice.
Okay, you somehow in the moonlight, you're like, okay, you can make out where the support still stands on some of these benches. You can make out where that is, and you can see where it looks a little darker and maybe rotted in some areas. And you just managed to find that path, like in dungeon crawler video games, where you have to kind of find the right path through the dungeon, or else you're going to hit the weak spot and fall down into the the lava pit. You managed to do that, humming probably a little Zelda tune as you go across, and you make it over to that signpost. Now he's far enough away. What do you do, London? Do you follow him?
A little bit, but I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Kevin, do you have a
What?
flashlight?"
No, man, is the moon out?
Yeah, the moon is out. Yeah, it's a nice
moon's out.
full
We
moon.
don't need a flashlight. It's not that dark.
Why don't
I'm
you
not Ricky. I'm not going to walk into a post.
take this?
Hey, I was looking at my compass.
Hearing him and his whistling, I'm like, "Take this. It's dangerous to go alone."
All right. Okay. Yeah. No, I'll take it. No, that's
Nice. All right.
I pass him the flashlight, and I'll reach into my back pocket and I'll pull out my dad's lighter.
Okay. Nice.
and that's how the forest burned down.
Yes.
Thankfully, we're on a lake, and it's rained recently. No. All right. So yeah, you make it over there, and you have to crouch down a little bit to make out because it's really worn and kind of dirty. But it's same post as all the other ones. It just this one indicates bunks, and it's got actually 2 arrows. You really can't make out what the other one says, but the one for bunks is definitely pointing once again straight up. So you believe onward would be where the bunks are.
Ricky, come on.
All right.
Ricky.
Ricky.
What?
Yeah, Ricky
What?
never came in.
The frickin' benches aren't gonna bite you, man.
I'm not worried about the benches.
You can
bears?
walk
You
around
worry
the
about
benches.
bears?
I don't know. I could step on a rusty nail and get tetanus.
Yeah, but then we'll just laugh at you and carry you back to the other thing, and then you'll get in trouble for wandering off. It's fine.
I grab my backpack off, remembering I have a flashlight in it, put the compass back because it's not doing any good, and click the flashlight and start heading towards Ricky and London.
Sounds good.
Dude.
Sounds good.
We're in like Texarkana, right? Like it's just like that. Nebulous.
Yeah, I was calling it Nibkansery. It's somewhere in Nebraska,
Nibkansery.
Kansas, and Missouri.
So like rattlesnakes and such are a thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I mean, Ricky, it's not like you hear any rattling. You hear any snakes?
And it's
Not yet.
it's overgrown, but there are gravel. There's still some gravel areas. It actually, to be honest, here somebody give me an intelligence or an ideal roll. Who wants to do that?
I'll
I'll let them do it. My character could care less.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Yeah, let the nerd do it.
Yeah, it sounds like a good one for Ricky, especially since he's
Passed
got a
with
flashlight.
42.
Huh?
Passed. I got a 42, which is a regular success.
Okay, cool. You kind of get the feeling that this really, I mean, besides the disrepair of the buildings and things and the all the wooden stuff, it kind of looks like somebody's been through and maybe cleared it out a little bit because there is like gravel here that looks all right.
And there's
Like
not
a-
a bunch of trees and stuff like growing up through.
Not really. I mean, there's like grass and weeds coming up through parts of it, but not 30 years worth.
You know, the buildings look pretty bad, but this is from what I've read in my books. I mean, this gravel should all be covered with grass and weeds and leaves, and it looks like someone's been through here not too long ago, like cleaned it up.
And it's kind of
Ricky,
weird
do you-
that cross is still standing up there.
Ricky, do you hear that?
No,
You don't hear that?
no.
It's probably because you're crying too loud. Let's go.
Ricky,
Wow.
you got to relax, man.
All right,
Look
all right.
around. You're
I mean,
doing
I'm just,
something.
I'm just saying
that-
this isn't as abandoned as Lloyd was making it sound like.
Well, who knows? Maybe they do like some kind of haunted house out in the woods or something.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean,
Okay, that's actually reasonable. I can see that. I went to one once and
yeah.
at home.
And maybe
Didn't like it, but I went.
and maybe they're gonna reopen this part of the camp or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it all makes sense.
All the sense. It all makes all the sense.
In that
All right,
childlike
come on. The
logic.
bunkhouses are up. The bunkhouses are up this way. Let's go, guys. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna just not wait anymore for Ricky. I've got a flashlight. I'm good.
All right. All right.
seriously, Ricky, come on. I mean, you gotta admit, this is cool, but this is also kind of boring. Let's go see if there's anything left by the people that used to stay here.
All right, I'm in, and I'll follow London.
Okay.
I'll bring up the rear.
Sounds good. All right, so you guys head on a little bit, and after about maybe another 50 feet or so, it's getting a little darker because the trees are a lot more closed here than they were out in the opening or in the clearing behind you, and the path starts to fork. You see, and you remember that the sign did have a second little thing on it, but there's just a path that forks ahead, and there's one that goes straight. It continues straight, but there's one that kind of goes off into the left, and it seems like it goes a little higher. The one straight ahead seems like it stays on the same plane, maybe kind of dips down a little bit. It's hard to tell because you have such diminished light, but if somebody's, making sure to have a flashlight on and checking it out, you can kind of get an idea that, yeah, the road dips a little bit ahead, and the one to the side seems to kind of go up and to the left and then curve, but again, there's a lot of trees.
No signposts telling us which
No
way to go, which
signposts
fork to
here.
take.
Nope.
I bet one goes to one bunkhouse and one goes to another.
Well, I mean, I would imagine there was more bunkhouses than just two.
Yeah, probably, but at the same time, I figure let's go down because better chance that the people in that bunkhouse drowned.
No, it's a solid point. I like that point. I like
Okay.
that point. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm along for the ride. So yeah, let's go on the lower path.
I'm along for the ride, he says. Okay. Well, as you guys head down that path, it's not too long, and the road it does definitely dip pretty low. You're headed down into definitely a valley. Just 1 second here. And let's see. I scribbled this my notes really poorly. So, following the lower path, a large clearing opens, set against kind of a ridge. So, if you can picture, you're heading down into this clearing that is kind of on a lower plane than where you were. So the other one went up, and you believe, once you get down into this one and shine your light around a bit, that the other one went up on top of the ridge. And so at its lowest point, as you start to kind of proceed down into this area, it kind of builds from the ground, goes up to like 10 feet, but the highest point, it looks like it's about 25, 30 feet tall. And there are, this does look like it was an area where there were some bunkhouses. There aren't many trees down here at all. It's pretty well cleared out. And you can even hear, actually closer than you could in the camp, you can hear the lake again. So you think that this is just something that's kind of jutted down. This is a little part that, because Lake Quiett is a very, as lakes are, very irregular shaped. And so there's always little parts that kind of inlets that, or I guess inlets are the opposite way, but there are parts that kind of go out into the water a little bit more. And this seems to kind of be that. There are trees or something blocking your way. And of course, most of the trees are up on the ridge, but you're in like open moonlight again in this clearing. Hello, Jessica and Ashley. Sorry, I just saw the chat come in. So you get down there, and again, not many trees. Seems like it's been pretty clear. Ricky, you notice this feels very much like the other area of camp was, except down here, you see there are several, I won't say several, we'll say a few, what look to be like cement pads. Like maybe where things stood before, but are no longer standing. But across the way, directly across from where you entered, there, question in chat, what did the sign say? Well, the last sign said bunks, and it had an arrow pointing straight ahead, essentially. They couldn't read what the other one said, or what the other arrow was pointing to. But so straight across from where you enter, you actually do see a building standing. And it looks old, and it looks run down a little bit, but it is standing. And the shape and the silhouette that it has against the cliff and against the moonlight is very familiar because it looks very similar to the bunkhouse that you're in at Camp Kiwagwa.
Dude, this is a trip. I love it.
Well, I mean, I think you were right, London. I mean, those pads there, and there were probably bunkhouses that got so damaged that they just tore them down after the water went away.
I mean, seriously, can you imagine? I mean, sure, a lot of the kids were probably off, watching that
race, wasn't it?
rowboat race.
Yeah.
But I bet, those kids that they didn't like participate. I kind of rib over at, at Kevin. I'm just like, those kids that probably don't like going out and do anything, like to sit in the bunkhouse and read. I bet just wiped out, couldn't get out the door and drowned inside.
Or, or those kids that, like to wear their headphones all the time and blare music, probably didn't hear anybody saying, watch out, and got swept away too.
What you're saying is I'm safe. Good.
No, you're probably the one in the rowboat.
Yeah, we don't really know what happened to them. Maybe they were never seen again.
Lake monster. I mean, obviously.
Ooh. Kevin, you want to become the lake monster?
No, I don't want to become a lake monster.
Oh, that's the
No,
best
he just
part.
wants to feed the lake monster.
You drown, and then you become a zombie.
Man, you watch way too many movies.
Besides, if anybody's going to become a zombie, it would be Iker back
Right.
with the rest of them.
After he drinks his own pee.
That's
Freaking build Frankenstein build Frankenstein or something.
Well, are we going to stay around here and talk, or are we going to do something stupid?
Dude, we're doing awesome.
Yeah, we're doing awesome.
I'm walking across it to go over to that cabin.
Yeah.
And I forgot to ask Roxy. So, do the paths here look like they were been maintained at least fairly recently? They're not all overgrown.
There is some overgrowth, but there is, again, a path that looks like it has been kept, at least walked regularly.
And I'll follow the other two at a distance.
I'm gonna say the background noise is really kind of freaking me out. I like it.
Okay. Good. So you guys head into the clearing, or are you still just kind of looking around? Yeah, do cop down.
Yeah, no, we're going.
Okay, so let's see here. As you approach, as you head into the area proper, there's some stuff kind of laying on the ground. It looks just like detritus, not anything too worrisome. So are you approaching the bunkhouse, or are you just kind of walking around the exterior? Because the bunkhouse is kind of across from you, and there are cement pads closer to you.
I'm headed straight for that bunkhouse. Yeah, I'm like, there's got to be something cool inside. There has got to
I think
be.
that's a good idea.
Maybe somebody's like Foot Locker or something.
Okay.
Let's go check that out.
Okay. So as you approach the bunkhouse, you notice that it does have some writing on the door. Again, this building is definitely old, has definitely seen some water damage, but it is standing. Anyone, if you're interested, give me a spot hidden.
Yeah. Never mind. Don't worry about that.
I will. Man, I love these dice. Sorry, guys. I got the good pair.
Yeah, no
Sounds like
kidding.
And I will even spend 6 so that I can have a hard success.
Okay. So yeah, you go up to the door and you kind of, there's some dirt and stuff on it. Do you clean it off a little bit? Kind of wipe it off?
Yeah, why not?
All right. In the moonlight, you can see that this says, it says simply Bunkhouse B on it. The paint is faded and eaten by water and mildew and stuff, but it does say Bunkhouse B. And there's an interesting little symbol below it, and I'll show you what that looks like. 1 second. I hadn't finished.
We needed really solid organ music then, Roxy.
Organ music.
Bunkhouse B. Dun dun dun.
Da, 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 da. Yeah. So this is the symbol that you see on the door.
Does it have a symbol inside the symbol?
It does a little bit. It's got some lines in there, but it's one of those things where you can't really tell if that was supposed to be there. It's very faded, but you can make out at least the greater shape there. Would anyone like to give me an idea roll?
Yeah. No.
Kevin has no idea. Anybody else?
I'm not that
I
smart.
really don't.
Can I roll an occult roll while I'm looking at that symbol?
Do you have a cult? Oh yeah,
took
you
a
do read
cult.
books and stuff.
Yeah, so like
Books and stuff
Egyptian
about weird stuff.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
I am going to spend 5 points of luck to get a normal success.
Okay. You see that it kind of resembles a Christian fish a little bit, but something's weird about it. Something's definitely weird about it. What are the commands to spend points and give rerolls? Looks like Kevin could use a few.
You have to subscribe.
You have to give some money, bro.
Yeah, I'm not paying for you to subscribe to Jimmy. Oh wait, maybe I am.
Wait, are you?
Great idea. I'll just pay for my own rerolls. This is great.
That's
I
right.
like it.
So I'm glad you said the Christian fish, because when you show the symbol, I'm like, wow, that looks like a piranha version of the Christian fish.
Wait, maybe you say
did
that.
we?
Maybe Ricky says
Yeah.
that. It doesn't really link with anything that you've seen in like any of the things about like Egyptian
Right.
deities or any kind of hieroglyphs or anything weird like that, which that would be super strange at a Christian camp, right? But it doesn't.
Right.
You've read some stuff about Middle Eastern religions, and it's really just not. It's not something you're very familiar with. But you do know that it looks like the Christian fish, but it looks a little off.
Hey guys,
geez.
Like
see
it unsettles you a bit.
you guys, see that symbol on the door?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's weird. It looks like an evil version of the Christian fish symbol.
The evil version.
Dude.
I mean, it's just kind of creepy.
London wants
the
it on a
good news-
T-shirt now.
I so wish I had a camera
I
with
stan
me,
it.
like a Polaroid or something.
Well, I'm going to pull out my backpack, take out my journal and pencil, and sketch it for him, tear the page off,
okay.
and give it to him.
Here.
Seriously.
Here you go, bro.
That's awesome.
Not a
Nice.
problem.
It's like if one of y'all had I mean, call me crazy, I know, but like, if one of y'all had a pocket knife, I'd maybe smear a little blood on there, see what happens.
No. What do you know?
All right, because I want friends. I'm going to reach back into my backpack and hand him my pocket knife.
Do you really do that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna prick the tip of one of my fingers and do that because I think it's cool.
All right. Well, when you do that, and go ahead and just because I want you to, give me a Constitution check.
Ooh.
I mean, because you're trying to seem like a badass right now, but
You know what? That is a no. That is a heck no.
you do it, and you're like, you kind of hiss, and you actually go when you see the blood well up, but you you try to hide it.
Can I fast talk out of this and be like, yeah, man, that hurts. I went a little deep. Yeah.
If you would like to try to do that, I'm gonna make it an opposed with the other two guys, and they're gonna do a spot your bullshit roll.
Spot my bullshit.
It's a spot hidden.
Oh.
I
Can
rolled
you-
Definitely got that.
Can
rolled a
you
55.
spend luck to
Yeah.
on your on opposed rolls?
Yeah, you just can't spend luck on combat rolls or luck rolls, as far as I remember.
I'll go ahead and spend 3 and take it down to a hard success.
What'd y'all get?
I also got a hard success.
I got a 55, so
Okay.
that's a no
Okay.
success.
So
Kevin's a mite suspicious, but you play it off. You play it off pretty well. And so, do you then spread it onto that symbol?
it's like, yeah. Kind of like, damn it. I wish Marjorie was here to see this.
Was Marjorie?
Who's
the girl?
Marjorie?
She was the
She
one
the
that
girl
he
at
was
Yeah,
talking
she's
to at
the one with
the.
way too much
right.
makeup that
Right.
messed up her lipstick.
That's right. You kind of feel that rumble again, and John, I need you to give me a sanity roll.
Ooh.
God, did I go too far? Being the goth kid.
That's good. It's perfect.
I actually passed it.
All right. Just
It's a new experience for me.
just lose one because it does make your stomach twist a little weird. But you think it's probably just because the blood. But go ahead and lose 1 sanity. It's not going to be anything too serious.
All right.
That's still a new thing for John to only lose 1 sanity point.
Yeah. I mean, wow.
It's because I'm winging it, guys. No. All right. So, do you guys go in, or do you want to look around? What are you doing?
Kick in
Oh,
the
yeah,
door.
we're-
Ka-chow.
Wait, Linda, can I have my knife back, please?
Yeah, dude, here.
Thank you.
Always
call him
clean
Linda?
your blade.
London.
Yeah?
Okay.
I might have slurred it.
I just want you to start calling him Linda. That'd be great.
Listen, Linda. Listen. So you want to actually kick in the door, or do you just want to?
I mean, I assume the door is like.
It's old. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you
I'm
probably.
kicking in the door. I don't care if it works. I just want to look cool.
Okay, well, give me a strength check then.
Yes, barely.
Okay.
9 under 60.
Okay, you kick it and your foot goes through it. And so you're kind of, and it kind of swings open a little bit, and so you're just kind of, you got your leg up to the mid-thigh through this door with your skinny 12-year-old leg stuck
yeah.
through it, and it hurts a little bit. Go ahead and I won't make you take damage, but you're bruised. You do not like the feeling of this, and you're kind of stuck there until one of them.
That was cool, Kevin.
You went a little
Yeah,
high.
yeah.
You went a little high. The door is kind of almost up to your crotch, and so you're kind of stuck there a little bit. And
You guys, can you help me real quick? Like,
You need some help?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I'll help support Kevin. London, you just yank the door and see if we can get his foot free.
Okay. I'll push the door open once he gets, helps him get his leg.
okay,
I'm like holding his shoulder, like under his arms, kind of holding him.
that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna say that it works. It's a comical sight of Ricky trying to pull him back, and he's hopping back on one foot, trying to get his leg out, and his big old boy foot gets stuck in the door because it's twisted the wrong way than what he kicked it, and so he's like, oh, my foot, blah blah blah, and there's some cussing and swearing, but eventually he gets free, and now the door's just open with a hole in it, and
Before it goes all the way open, I look through the hole and I'm like, here's London. I'm pushing it the rest of the way.
all right.
Like 12. There's no way I've seen that movie.
Oh, I've seen them all. Come on.
Yeah, London definitely has seen them all. We're pretty sure about that. So, all right.
And it's not because it's a scary movie. It's because it's Kubrick.
Well, that's funny because I was going to say, wow, you read Stephen King?
Who?
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's the dynamic here. Is we have the one that's read the books and the one that's only seen the movies.
And there's Kevin's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
So you open the doors open now. Before you lies a very dark room, and the normal sounds of like a cabin. There's creaking wood. There's sometimes a little scuttling, little noises like that. Who knows what's actually living in this thing? Has anybody shined a light in?
Yeah, I'm shining a light in.
All right. So you shine the light in, and there are a couple bunks in here, in the back far corner. They definitely don't look like they have. They were original to this building. They don't look like they're moth-eaten or even flooded or mildewed or molded. They look like they're bunks. The room itself is pretty mildewy though. There are some lanterns hanging, but they're not lit. Yeah, it does smell. It smells musty. But there are windows. There's no glass in the panes. There's no glass in the windows anymore. So you're getting a nice breeze through. So you still kind of hear that sound of the lake. But it's farther away and far more muted now. But someone give me a spot hidden.
I
So I'm
can,
right
but
there
I'll
at the
fail it.
door.
I got a 23. I made it. I got a hard success.
Hard success.
Okay, and looking around the room a little bit closer, you do see there's like a table off to one side that's got a small, kind of is like a little flat basin that sits on top of it, almost like kind of altar-y. And there's some cloths draped over it, some stains. There is a drawer in the table, but it has a lock on it. And then let's see. Go ahead and give me, Ricky. Give me an occult roll.
I mean, did they point it out to me because I did not pass a spot check?
Oh yeah. I mean, there. Yeah, those of you that did pass
yeah.
it. I mean, they're shining their lights on it and kind of.
Oh,
talking
okay,
about
which
it,
drew
so.
my attention. Okay, so occult.
Yep.
48 pass.
Okay. Yeah, that looks like a weird altar to you. You've seen pictures of like strange cult like altars and stuff in some of the books about perhaps cults or things like that. It looks like somewhere where something is done.
Seriously? We're
Like
not the
even
first
about like
people
Aleister
here.
Crowley's, was it Lima, all that stuff. This looks like something weird that you don't understand a thing for, like why it would be here. Also in that spot hidden roll that you guys made, I'm going to say that one of you was which one of you got the higher success? I believe it was Kevin.
I got a hard success. Yeah.
Hard success.
You both got hard successes?
rolled a actually, let me double check my number, but I got a 21.
Okay.
I got
okay.
a 23 under 50, so
That's fine.
He got better.
Yeah. Either way, hard successes for both of you. You do see like some scratches on the floor where it looks like things have been moved around. Probably other furniture, or maybe this altar has been pushed off to the side. The beds were possibly moved back, and you also see on that around that altar, around that cabinet and stuff. You again see that symbol that looks kind of like the Christian fish.
I'm gonna move closer. You said there were stains around or on the altar?
Yeah, around like on the table and a little bit on the altar, and then there are some stains on the floor as well.
I'm gonna like slowly edge towards it, shining my light on the stains. Can I tell if it looks like blood?
What would that be? Would that be an investigate roll? Oh, there's no investigate
I've
roll.
also got natural world.
Medicine or first aid.
There
maybe?
you go. Do you have either of those? Because I'm willing to take natural world as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a natural world.
Natural world.
I can't say that, but yeah, give me a natural world roll.
60 right on the dot. That is a success.
It looks like it could be blood with your light on it. It is a very, very dark red and dried into a brown. If you're shining your light right in that area, you also notice that there is some of these stains are also on these cloths that are draped on the sides of this table.
Guys,
Yeah, I see it. We're not the first ones here.
that's not the point I'm making.
What?
That's an altar. I've seen that in the books on ancient religions. And I don't know. I mean, you just cut your finger, but doesn't that look a lot like blood?
Ricky, do you hear it?
I'm not crying.
It's the ambulance coming to get you.
No, well, good, because
It's probably just something old. It's not a big deal.
really, because it looks like things were pushed out of the way for it.
Maybe,
Yeah,
but those are like brand new beds. I think we found like where Blake was trying to keep Lloyd from going.
Yeah, probably. Him and Heather probably come up here and
Make out, point, or whatever they call this kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Are you guys talking in normal speaking
At
voice?
this point, I am.
Yeah.
Okay, give me some stealth rolls.
52. That's a fail.
John is
Oh!
very bad.
I,
I've only failed
got an
one test so
extreme-
far tonight. This is unreal.
I got an extreme success.
Oh
with
wow.
my-
Okay, so you're all very stealthy. Well, let me
Not
see.
me. I failed.
I'm a
it.
hard
Oh, you failed,
success.
and
I
you're
failed.
talking at normal voice as well.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you guys are kind of having a little argue in there, and as you guys are yelling, actually, somebody give me all of you give me listen rolls.
Nope, can't hear a thing.
Success. Regular.
Now all I can hear is Kevin yapping away.
Okay. So you had a success.
About the ambulance.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right.
It's like all
So
those being made fun of while we played D&D are coming back.
we're gonna say that London, you're kind of standing close to one of the windows again that don't have any glass, and you're bummed. You're super bummed that you did not get to make this cool discovery with this cool symbol and put your blood on stuff. And as you're there, you kind of did you hear also, Kevin?
No.
No, just London. As you're there, Kevin, you kind of hear.
Kevin
Or I'm
does?
sorry, London. You kind of hear what sounds like maybe some footsteps.
Guys, one of the counselors must be here. I can hear footsteps.
Oh, we're gonna get in so much trouble.
Hide!
All right, give me another stealth roll.
Gotta trade you
Because
dice.
I assume you guys scramble.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I got a hard success.
Rolled a 75. That is such a failure.
Oh my gosh, dude.
What'd you get?
What did I get? I got a hard success.
What dice are you using?
I'm using my greens that I usually use.
Oh yeah, and they're just working for you
They
tonight?
are.
They just didn't like Bobby Blackwood.
They hated Bobby Blackwood. because
They
I
love
could-
London Schulman.
The only successes I had with Bobby were shooting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ricky probably tried to hide and did so successfully, but like left his flashlight on.
Get this boy some pie.
Ninja Pig suggested. I like that.
Nice, nice.
That's nice. Yeah. It's like, you're like, oh shit, and dive under a bed and just flashlight shining right on the door. In my hand.
So the footsteps stop quite suddenly when you guys kind of scramble, and so you all just kind of
I'd probably go under a bed.
you went under a bed. Where'd you go?
Yeah.
You went under
Yeah,
the other
probably
bed.
under one of the bunks. Yeah.
Where did you try to go, Ricky?
Not the one with Ricky though.
Are you under the bed, Ricky? Or you tried to get
No,
under?
yeah, I'm under a bed too because
Okay.
that was the only thing to hide.
Okay, we're gonna say that when you went to hide under the bed, you bumped it, and it went across the floor a little bit, and maybe into the wall.
Right.
But the footsteps stop, and you hear kind of low voices. It's and it's a little weird because you really can't make out what they're saying. But you do kind of finally someone here. You hear the door kind of somebody push the door a little bit more.
Are the voices male or female?
They are male.
Do the tones sound similar to the two counselors?
They really do not.
Oh, I'm ready in a rock.
They're deeper voices.
I'm ready in a rock in my slingshot.
I'm doing the hiding that every 12-year-old would do in this situation. Like, okay, they can't see me.
And one of the voices says, "Somebody's kicked in our door." And they kind of look around. I'm going to make a real quick check for them. Oh, they did not see anything. They rolled a 98. So
Oh, yeah,
so
nice.
they
Eyeballs-
just
eyeballs fall out.
they
That's how that
yeah
works.
yeah something. So they don't see they don't see anything. And they're like, "What do you mean somebody kicked in our door?" And there's a couple conversing voices, and they're like, "Well, what the hell would have done that?" And but anyway, they're like, "Well, it doesn't matter anyway. Just get it and come on out." And so these two guys come in, and you can see their feet. You can't see from where you are under the beds and your and your proximity. They don't hear you breathing, and you can't see above like their shins. And you see as they come into the room, they go straight to the altar, and they each seem to grab those cloths that are on the sides of that table that the altar was on, and they don them. And you realize that they are robes, because all these dark robes drape down to the tops of their sneakers.
Did we hear more than two voices?
You did. You can still hear some voices outside.
Oh, so there's a gaggle of murderers.
Gaggle of murderers. Okay.
They could just be acolytes of the piranha fish on the door.
They could be. That's a really good guess.
Besides, you didn't think it was blood anyway. That's what I would be thinking.
Nice. So yeah, so they've got these robes that are hanging down to them, and then you each see each of them take an end of this wooden dais or pedestal that the altar is on, and they both lift and they shuffle out of the bunkhouse. You hear one of them go, "Somebody kicked in our door," and somebody, you can't really hear it, but somebody's like, "Freaking kids." They don't really seem that worried about it.
If I had to guess, how many voices are we hearing?
At the moment, I think you're hearing about 4.
And are there any light sources out there?
Yeah, there are flashlights.
Okay.
They didn't grab any of the lanterns that are in the bunkhouse.
So when we hear them leave, is there a window next to the door that points in the same direction?
Yeah, there's window. So I haven't really ever described the bunkhouses, but the way that I see them is that there's the front door. On either side of that are like little quad windows, and
Sure.
There's a couple on each side, and then a couple one on the back. So there's windows all the way around these bunks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there are windows that have like natty curtains on them.
Okay. I'm going to kind of quietly scramble over to the window and like slowly creep up and just peer out.
Okay.
I want to scramble to the door and look out through the hole that Kevin made.
I'm opening up.
They did not shut the door.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to the door.
The door is still kind of sitting open.
I'm going to try and the window in the back, like closest to the bunks or whatever, furthest from the door. I'm going to see if there's a way out of one of those windows if need be.
Okay. All right. So let's go. I'm going to go ahead and do his thing first, since he's doing a little bit of a test to see if he can figure out a way out the back way. Go ahead and give me a... There's so many skills in this game.
There are a couple.
Just give me a intelligence roll.
Intelligence? Okay.
Yeah.
That is a no. I want to
Okay.
spend 9 points of luck.
I don't know, do you?
Yeah, because I want to be able to get out of here.
Okay. All right, so he spends 9 points of luck, and you figure out that even though there are no panes of glass in this window, that the crossbars that would hold the panes of glass are still pretty tight, but you're able to kind of wiggle the window up and at least create. Do you want to try to open it? You're pretty confident that you can open it. Do you want to try to open it?
I'll open it a little bit.
Give me a stealth roll.
No.
And that is what we call an extreme success.
All right.
Nice.
So yeah, you open it and it's like butter. You don't hear a thing. It's just. All right. All right. So those of you that have climbed to the front windows have scurried up there to peer out. You see 4 people in robes setting up what looks to be this altar, kind of in the clearing in between the, in the middle of where all these cement pads and your current bunkhouse is. And, you know, one of them's actually smoking a cigarette. It's, you didn't think, the 2 guys that had come in earlier, you didn't recognize. But when you're looking out there, you do think that the one that's smoking a cigarette, you're pretty sure you saw him at the weenie roast earlier in camp. But he's one of the other counselors, but you've never had any dealings with him. He's more just on an admin level, and he just pops in and out every now and again. He's not any of them that you would know the name of, but you're pretty sure that he does work for the camp. And yeah, they're setting some stuff up. It's kind of weird. They seem... Somebody give me a psychology roll.
I'm not over there.
Oh yeah,
I'll
you're
try
not over
it.
there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they're foreign animals to us. They're adults. We don't understand them.
Okay. Yeah, they kind of just look like adults. I mean, they don't even, besides this altar thing and that they're wearing robes, I mean, they've all got their hoods back. They haven't even put those up. They just look like adults.
Do we
And
recognize? Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
no, what would you like to say?
I was gonna say, so we know we recognize one of them, but as we're watching, do we recognize anyone else from the camp, or?
Go ahead and give me what would that be, Matt? What would be a good, like, recognize roll?
And just intelligence.
Just another, yeah, give me another intelligence roll.
That is a 40. That's a success.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty sure that you've seen these guys around. Now that you're really looking at them, you may not have been familiar with their voices. You're pretty sure that you recognize most of these people from around camp, even if they're just like maintenance, lawn guys. Nobody that you've ever had to interact with closely. And so while you guys are sitting there watching London, do you continue to stay at the back?
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure the coast is clear.
At the back?
Yeah.
The back, it backs up to that ridge. So I mean, there's about 5 feet between the back of the bunkhouse and then it's just like rock wall, or just cliff wall in the fort.
Is there any way for us to get out of this bunk and and back to the lake without having to go past them?
Like I said, you do hear the lake, not that far away. So there may be another way to the lake. You did not get to really explore around the clearing too much before people showed up. But you may be able to, with enough stealth, you may be able to kind of skirt the ridge wall and see what you can do.
How far up is the rock wall? Or the ridge?
Like how high is it?
Yeah.
At this point, you're looking at probably about 20 feet.
Look like lots of good handholds, or is it?
Not really. There's some roots that are sticking out in some places, but in the dark, and you're not really looking at it. I will say that much. You're not over there.
Sure.
But we'll say that London's kind of studying it because he wants to know if he can get out of here. It really doesn't look like it was made for climbing. You might be able to finagle it, but that's a long way up.
Yeah. Okay.
And being unsure.
I'm going to start backing away from the window because this is creepy. This isn't normal. And yes, they look like adults, but adults don't wear robes out in the middle of the woods. I'm going to start backing towards London.
Okay. London, do you have anything to say?
No, I was just looking at my sheet and I realized that on my weapons I have a pocket knife, but I do not have one listed in my equipment.
Oh, okay. So you do have one.
I do have one.
Okay.
But I was like,
that's
oh,
good to
well,
know. That's good
great.
to know. Would you guys like to... You know what? Just because I'm nice. Give me another spot hidden. I'm gonna say Ricky and London.
Okay.
No, Ricky and London,
sure.
because Ricky's heading back to you.
All right. That is a regular success.
That's a fail.
Okay. On a regular success, I'm gonna say that while you're looking out the back, and you're still bummed, but you're looking for a way out. You are standing there, kind of with your hands on your hips, and you're looking down, and something catches your eye, and it looks like one of the. It looks like there's a section of molding at the bottom of this bunkhouse, or just like baseboard. Molding's not the right word; it's not that fancy, but there's baseboard that it looks like there's like a small section that is separate, like it's got lines, and you wonder if perhaps you could open that.
I'm gonna try.
You gonna try?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a.
My character thinks that at this point this is all a setup. This is all fake. These guys are probably gonna go.
We're on candid camera.
They're gonna go try and scare some of the campers with scary tales.
Sure. I'm just gonna say that you use your knife and you pop off that baseboard.
Okay.
Since you saw it, you pop it off, and inside there is do you reach your hand in?
Sure.
Okay, you reach your hand in, and there is it's just a bundle. It's not very heavy, but it's wrapped in some old cloth, and we're gonna say that you bring it out.
Yeah. I'll open it up.
Give me a Give me a POW roll.
Ooh.
Oops, sorry guys. That was me. POW.
Regular success.
Regular success? Okay, as you kind of lift this out, you again get that feeling in your stomach that something isn't quite right. But it passes pretty quickly, and again you kind of feel like you hear a rumble. But nobody else really seems to notice anything.
Weird.
Do you open the bundle?
Oh yeah.
Okay. When you open the bundle, you find a it looks like it's kind of a gnarly looking dagger. Or like a hunting knife. You'd probably see it as a hunting knife, not necessarily a dagger. It's got like a little dip in the tip, and it's old and it's kind of stained, but it feels sharp.
Okay, and now I got myself a keepsake.
And it's got the handle on it. You really can't tell what it is. It doesn't quite feel like wood, but it's probably wood.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I'll wrap it up a little bit and take it with me.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna go ahead and try and go out the back.
You're gonna try to climb out the back?
Yeah.
Okay.
While he's doing that, can I fire a rock, like across the area over to the other side into the woods, so it makes a noise over there?
Sure. Sure.
So that they kind of look over that way.
Yep.
Or
Yeah, Ricky's like, I'm gonna vomit. I'm gonna vomit.
yeah. I think
Oh yeah, I got 56 under 60.
Okay. Okay. So you
I'm
level
built to do one thing good, and this is it.
you level your aim, and you let loose, and it hits. It kind of ricochets off the ridge line over there in that area near the base of a tree. It's where the ridge line is lower, but it's across from where like you came in, and you managed to not hit any of them because they're all kind of standing in front of you a little bit. But yeah, so you managed to do that, and let me give them a little listen roll. One of them definitely hears, and he kind of looks over and he stops. He stubs out a cigarette, and he's like I think I heard something. And so he kind of walks over, and it's a good bit away. You were able to launch that rock a fair piece, a fair bit. And one of the other guys like, you thought you heard something. There's nothing out here, and he follows over there. Once you do that, Ricky, what are you gonna try to do? Or I'm sorry, not Ricky, Kevin. What are you gonna try to do?
Once the two of them start headed that way,
Okay.
I'm going to turn and quietly crouch walk back that way, and motion for them to go out the window.
Okay. So you're all headed back to get out the window. All right, I'm going to need, just to get out of this window, I think I'm going to ask for dex checks.
How about climb checks?
Climb checks works.
I mean, dex is good, but I actually am trained to climb.
Okay, no, that's fine.
I'm gonna go with Dex because I've got no climb.
That's fine.
Okay. I'm going to spend 19 points on my luck.
Oh my gosh.
I parkoured
Now,
my
did-
way out the window. I got such an extreme success. It's not even funny.
Did I go out the window already, or do I need to make?
You
a
need
roll?
to make it too.
Okay.
Yeah, for probably the softer and rounder faced of the three of you, Ricky tends to just he slides out of that, like Jello out of the cup.
I just rolled.
Yeah,
a
when you
3.
get held by bullies enough, you learn to just, relax and drop.
Yeah, and London slipped out like a shadow. He's just silent. And so you make it out, Kevin, but it's not the quietest thing ever. But nobody seems to be close enough to actually have heard what happened. And so now that you're out, what are you doing?
I want to creep to, let's see, so I want to creep to the edge of the bunkhouse that would be probably closest facing the lake
Okay.
and see if there's any cover going that way.
Okay. As you creep around, you hear footsteps pretty close, coming from a different direction.
I motion for us to go under the bunkhouse.
Okay.
Yeah, because I hear the footsteps, so yeah.
Well, you can't go under it. I mean, it's on a concrete slab,
Oh,
but you
okay.
can get down.
Put another rock on my,
Okay.
slingshot. There's the word. Jeez.
There's the word. Okay. That's fine. So you guys are still kind of over. I'm going to say that you're still kind of hidden by the bunkhouse. You're not around the side of it quite. And a hooded figure comes up from. You see him because honestly, next to this bunkhouse, there is another cement pad. That there's some piles of stuff on it, but they're really, it's like old wood and stuff like that. And you see there's through the ridge line, or just where the ridge kind of ends on that side, you see another path coming up. And there is another signpost down there as well, right where that comes up. And if you had to guess, you'd probably think that that's probably heading to the lake. Because it just sounds like that's probably when those lake sounds that you were hearing earlier, that's kind of the direction they were coming from. You just didn't notice this because you were so focused on the building before. So a hooded figure is walking up from that way, and he passes by where you guys are, and he heads out to the center. And his hood is up. He's wearing the same type of robes. His may look a little bit different, but really the biggest difference is his hood is up. And he's holding his hands. His hands are tucked in each other's sleeve, and it's a person, but you can't see any features. And he walks off into the center, so he's a good bit away from you now. And when he appears, he says something that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you, or you really can't hear it. He says something, all four kind of gather around, and they start a quiet conversation. Would any of you like to try to listen, or what? What would you like to do?
I'm kind of interested in sneaking away, but I will listen first and see what I overhear.
Okay.
That is a 13.
Nice.
And, so that's a hard success.
Okay. You hear. First, would anybody else like to try to listen?
I succeeded right at 50.
Did you? Okay.
I'll try as well, and I succeeded.
Sweet.
Oh, look, you're finally going to do something.
Hey,
He slid out that window like
Yeah.
a freaking like
That's
Jello
true.
out the cup.
He ninja'd his way right
That's
out
right.
the window.
Whew. So you all can hear them. I think London can hear. He picks up a little bit more, but I'm gonna, for the sake of narrative, I'm gonna say that he passes along what he hears, and it fills in the pieces that you guys couldn't quite make out. But you hear the deeper voice of the hooded figure, and the rest also put up their hoods at this point when they see him. And you hear them, one of them says, "We just got here, we thought we heard something." Someone also, it seems like someone kicked in the door of the bunkhouse. And you see the hooded figure kind of stiffen, and his head turns back towards the bunkhouse a little bit, and the door is still open. It's waving a little bit with a breeze. It really isn't on there very well at all.
Good job, Kevin.
You're welcome.
And the person looks at it, and you guys are not in his line of sight at all, but it's almost like you can feel something searching for you. And it's a very unsettling feeling. London, you actually kind of feel a little, you get that feeling again, that little off feeling. And the hooded figure turns and approaches the bunkhouse. Now, did you leave the window open?
Yeah, I never said that I closed it.
Okay, that's fine. The hooded figure approaches, and one of the other guys is like, "Don't worry, I can fix that door this week. It's not going to be a big problem." And you really, the hooded figure does not respond. He takes a hold of the door and actually pulls it closer to him, and it's kind of weird, but it looks almost like he smells it. Especially where that symbol is. And he touches it a little bit. And London, I need you to give me a POW.
Oh, heck yeah. Pow away.
You got it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You
Well, that would be a hard
you feel that
twist.
you feel that little twist again, but nothing serious. And you just hear and he releases the door, and he walks away, and he returns to the others. They speak low, and he says, "Well," he doesn't really acknowledge it again, and he says, "We need to begin. We've waited long enough. We need to begin." And so it is at this point that the four men, hoods pulled up, they all gather, the original hooded figure with the deeper voice taking more of a central position as they take up positions like as corners around him. And he takes up the central position with the altar. And he brings some things out of his robes, and you really can't see because his back is to you. But you can tell that they're doing something there. You see him unlock the drawer on the dais and opens it up, and he pulls out some other effects to use. And go ahead and give me an occult roll, Ricky.
Success.
All right. You're pretty sure this dude's doing a ritual. You are, you're like, oh, what? You know, this looks like something out of a horror movie. For London, who's seen my horror movies dealing with rituals are not, but coming out of the Satanic Panic and things of the 80s, I'm sure there's all kinds of things that you've seen in slasher
French
films.
horror movies, yeah.
Some French horror movies?
Oh yeah.
Nice. So
Italian, Spanish.
So do you say anything, Ricky?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, guys, they're doing a ritual. I've read about this. This is, I don't think they're doing this to scare anybody. I think they're serious.
Maybe we should go back to the camp.
Yeah, I don't. But they're from the camp too. I mean, what are we supposed to do?
Pretend we didn't see anything.
They start to talk, and none of it really makes sense at all. and there's motions. The guy in the middle is getting kind of loud, and you see the glint of something in his hand, and you feel that feeling again, London.
I fire my slingshot.
And once again, for sure this time, you all definitely feel that rumble in the earth.
Yeah, I fire my slingshot at the guy.
You gonna fire your slingshot? Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
That's a 60 on a 60.
60 on a 60. So, if he so he just needs to make a dodge roll on that.
Yeah, technically.
Would it be a dodge roll with disadvantage since his back is to us?
Yeah, I would probably give him disadvantage since he doesn't know it's coming.
Oh, but does
Or
he?
does he?
Oh,
Ooh.
if he doesn't know it's coming, I would give him disadvantage.
Okay. Well, let me do a little check for him and see if he realizes it's coming. I mean, he's in the throes of his ritual, but he also knows that somebody's here because he could smell him, and he's pretty sure knows where you guys are when he rolled that 22.
Like VeggieTales, Jonah. Smell him.
I have a message from the Lord. So I'm going to go ahead and let him roll a dodge roll, and we're going to
Sure.
see how it goes. And it's combat, so he can't use his luck. He was real
No,
close.
he cannot.
So I'm gonna say that, and yours was like right on the number,
Yeah, just a success, yeah.
just a success. Yep, your rock hits. Or were you aiming for anything? Just him, just his
like,
direction,
back of his head.
back of his head. Okay, your rock hits the hood, and you're confident that you got a solid knock in there, and that head jerks and breathes loudly while the others are still chanting.
Oh, and then we bolt.
Okay.
Like, get up and run.
Where are you running to?
That path we saw,
Okay.
I'm going to head down that way since we think it heads to the lake, right?
Yeah. Yep, that's where you think it heads. So the rest of you do that.
Can I roll damage?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and give me some damage.
I'm.
1.
1?
I did 1.
Okay. Well, then what happens. he turns, he inhales sharply. You still don't see a face.
I need to quickly decide if I'm going to follow you or if I'm going to go the other direction.
Yeah.
So let me.
So we know Kevin takes off.
I'm going to try and sneak away the other direction when Kevin bolts.
The other direction. So you're
Yeah.
going to try to go around, or are you going to try to
Well,
cut through where they are?
Like, what I'm envisioning is that this is a semi-circular area with a bunch of other the washed away cabin areas.
Sure.
And I'm trying to, if he just made noise and ran off that way, I hate to say it, my character's like trying to crawl along the ground, trying to stay behind the other foundations and any other trees or anything. He wants to go back the way he came.
Okay. What do you want to do, Ricky?
I am honestly, I'm frozen. I'm gonna stay there and I'm gonna watch and see if they take
Okay.
after Ricky or London.
Okay.
I mean, after Kevin or London.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna crouch down. That, I'm like, this is not happening. This is not happening. This is not happening. This is not happening.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want even or odds because I was like, my character's freaking
Okay,
out.
then I need you to roll a stealth roll.
Okay.
And Ricky, or I'm sorry, Ricky, I keep calling you the wrong name. Kevin, since you bolted, I'm going to say that you're probably not trying to be stealthy. You just took off.
No,
Okay.
I'm just running.
All right, so go ahead. You give me your stealth roll, London. You made it? That's fine. Just tell me.
Yeah,
So you got
I
a
made
really
it.
good one, a super extreme.
Yeah.
So you are making your way back towards the edge. Kevin has taken off, and do you keep an eye out, or we'll say Ricky is the one you're still watching the group, right? You're still watching the men.
Oh, me?
Yeah, Ricky.
Yeah.
You see that the one in the middle does not finish. He looks and he obviously clocks Kevin bolting down the path, presumably to the lake, and you see that glint that was in his hand flash down, and their chanting becomes much louder, and there start to be these other noises that you can hear, and you can continue to hear that rumble that you guys started to hear is now definitely there, and it is audible by all, and the ground is shaking a little bit, and so there goes Kevin, and Kevin, as you get down there, it's trees on one side and then the rock ridge to the other, and you're kind of running down this cleared area, and yeah, after about 60 feet, you kind of come out on the shores of the lake, and you are not alone. There are about five things crawling up out of the water, and they do not look very friendly as the voices of the chanting fall behind you. And we're going to take a break for about 10 minutes here.
Oh man.
And yeah, so we'll be back in 10 minutes. I'm just going to play the 10-minute timer from the start and come back, and we'll see how this goes. So be back in a second, y'all. West Central, I don't remember. But anyway, we're not there, and we don't want to steal their thunder. We are in the forested hills of the Midwest, along Lake Kigwa, where 3 campers of Camp Kiwagwa decided to sneak away from their Roughin It Hike and their camp counselors and explore this old, abandoned, flooded, rundown Christian camp from the 1960s called Lakeside.
The creepy Jesus fishes.
With a symbol that resembles the Jesus fish, but is not quite. And when we last left our youths, one was crawling for safety the way that he'd arrived, very stealthily. One was frozen in fear at the back corner of a bunkhouse, peering around it, and the other one
waiting for his ambulance.
Apparently waiting for his
We're
ambulance.
gonna see who needs a ambulance soon.
And then
God,
the other
gonna
one,
die so bad.
the other one ran off and towards a path that he presumed went down to the lake, where he was met with a host of others. And so we're going to head back, and we're going to jump right back in with Kevin and his friends there. So let me go ahead and get my sounds going again, because those were working out real well for us.
Yeah, by that you mean they're going to give us nightmares? Yes.
Well, you know.
Yeah, the footsteps seriously creeped me out.
Did they?
Right? Every time.
You know,
Yep.
I was just thinking, you know, the Jesus fish, the
Ichthus?
ichthus.
Yeah.
Very icky.
We could call it the ichthus.
Are you implying that other Ricky might be down here? How dare you?
He's the cult leader.
If he grew like 4 feet and his voice deepened, like if he like went through all the stages of puberty immediately in one fell swoop,
It could happen. In this universe.
It could indeed. We really don't know. That could have been the ritual. You know, I'm not going to say what just came into my mind because it would have been inappropriate. But yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it could have been. That could be the whole ritual is, you know, we're just going to age these kids up real fast because we need more cultists.
Ooh, that's actually a good storyline.
Next time on Bunkhouse B. But yeah, so Kevin runs down to the lake, and there are these... Honestly, Kevin, what you see before you look like 16, 17-year-old kids once. And what? What?
On Letterkenny, there is an Amish couple, and they end every sentence with once.
Oh, okay.
when you wait, you said everything and then waited just a little bit and then said
It
one.
took you there. Took you
Yeah.
there. Nice. But yeah, they look like they were probably 16, 17-year-old kids. Their skin is a mottled blue and gray and pale, lips blue, bloated. Not overly so, but their skin is hanging a little oddly. Their eyes are bulging a bit, and you notice that they're all kind of dressed similarly, but not identically. They seem to have on like sleeveless shirts. There's on the front there is like looks to have been some type of icon or some sort of image, and on the back is faded numbers, each of them a different number. And go ahead and give me a sanity roll.
Please be slow zombies. Please be
Oh.
slow zombies.
Oh, that's a lot of zeros.
Is that the too many zeros?
That's all the zeros.
Oh.
Okay, well I need you to roll me a 1d8, please.
Oh,
The pain.
that's a 6.
6. All right, so you lose 6 points of sanity.
Okay.
And then I need you to
I like that I'm 2 points away from temporary sanity loss.
yeah. Nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, give me a. Well, what do you do when you're faced with these? They are crawling up out of the lake. They're still a good bit away from you because you just broke into this clearing when you saw these people essentially crawling up and beginning to stand on the shores of the lake. You're not even
So-
entirely sure if they see you.
So is the are they moving slow and disjointedly?
A little bit. I'll say sure. They, like I said, it doesn't look like their skin is sitting.
Is there a good tree to climb right here?
No, you are. Well, I mean, there are trees to the side. You might be able to, because you got kind of a rock wall and ridge on one side, and then the rest is kind of forested. So there's definitely a tree if you want to try to climb one.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and climb a tree.
Okay.
Hey, that's a 33. Yeah, that's a success.
That's a
Cool.
success? Okay. So I'm going to say that you get up. With that climb roll, I'm going to give you a height of, let's say you get up about 6 feet off the ground.
Okay.
6 to 10
Okay.
feet off the ground. And I'm going to let the one in front see if he notices you. Well, he rolled a 22.
But his eyeball fell out, so no.
His eyeball fell out. He does see you scramble up, and he kind of takes note of you. Doesn't say a whole bunch. You start to hear from a distance again. You hear the chanting growing even louder from up at the camp.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, and you see the rowers, or I'm sorry, oh, spoiler.
Oh yeah, no. They're clearly rowers.
Okay, you
You
see.
painted the picture well enough.
Okay, you see the 4 rower or the 5 rowers he turns his head back to the path, and they start making their slow, stilted walks up towards the campsite. So I'm going to cut from you,
Yeah.
and we're going to go to Ricky, and you just hear all of this chanting, and I need you to make a sanity roll.
No. Regular failure.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a, where'd it go? Oh, you know what? You don't have to worry about it. I forgot. these guys don't take any sanity away because they look like humans.
Okay.
So you're shaken though. You're definitely not feeling great, but you didn't lose any sanity. You're still pretty frozen. The chanting is getting incredibly loud. London, do you with the chanting getting loud? I need you to give me a POW check.
That is a success.
That is a success. That is a success. Okay. Words are hard, folks. I'm struggling tonight. So yeah, you managed to you're not distracted by that. You are continuing your crawl. Give me another stealth roll. Because you're coming around a different way, so somebody might be able to see you.
Oh yeah. And I will go ahead and spend 9 luck so that I can have a hard success.
Okay. All right. So you have your hard success there, and you keep crawling. All right, Kevin.
Yes.
You are in a tree. 5 of these undead rowers have just stilt walked past you. Not on stilts, but with stilted pace. What do you do? Do you stay in the tree?
They didn't seem to care.
They didn't. No, once they passed you, they're gone.
And I don't see Ricky or London.
No, because you're down at the beach. None of them followed you.
Man, how much do I actually like them?
That's a good question.
Considering we all just met, not like we're the best of friends.
I mean, it's been a month.
We've been at camp. Yeah, we've been at camp for like a month.
That's true.
I'm gonna climb down.
Okay.
Look up where the rowers went.
Okay.
They're just slowly going up the little path.
Mm-hmm. They're following. They're following the route that you came down.
And I'm just gonna kind of hang out there for a minute and keep an eye on the water and the rowers.
Okay.
Trying to give them some distance because I know that I can move up there quicker than they are moving, and I
Okay.
don't want to get close to them.
Okay, but you plan to follow them?
What now?
You plan to follow them back?
Yeah, eventually. What'd you say, Ricky?
I was gonna say, you hope they're slower. I'm hoping that they're slow zombies in not another 48 days.
Right.
Go ahead. Okay, we're gonna cut back to poor Ricky. Ricky, after a few minutes, and you're still frozen in fear, but nobody seems to be following. Nobody seems to have clocked London,
Right.
and you know that they saw Kevin run off, but the guy doesn't seem to be fussing with it. But their chanting has quieted. They're murmuring a little bit, but they're not nearly. Whatever they were doing, they seem satisfied that it's happening.
And they still haven't noticed me.
They haven't noticed you, and you start to hear footsteps coming up from the path where Ricky left. And they don't, or I'm sorry, Kevin left, and they're not trying to hide themselves, and you don't know if it's Ricky or what, but you hear footsteps coming up that way. And after a few minutes, do you stay standing there?
I'm kind of caught in indecision. I'm looking at my gear list to see if I got anything that helps me.
Sure.
You have your ambulance whistle?
You know what? I'm not going to share any of my peanut M&Ms with you that I have most assuredly marked down on my inventory that I have. I'm going to start edging towards... Okay, so I'm at the one corner of the bunkhouse that was towards the lake. I'm going to start edging towards the side that London went past and see if I can... I'm going to try to work up the courage to start following London.
Okay. Right before you decide to do that, you do glimpse pale figures appearing at that path that Kevin had went down.
Sanity roll.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a sanity. Yeah, give me a sanity roll.
I passed it.
Okay, good. Then you creep over to the other corner of the bunkhouse, and so you lose sight of the figures, the pale figures, but you can still, from this side, you just have a different angle on the cultists. Give me a spot hidden.
Ah, that's a fail.
Fail? Okay.
Yeah, I don't even have enough points to make that work.
Okay, so you're going to start. Did you say that you wanted to start going after London?
Yeah, I'm gonna start going out the direction that London went. I'm gonna try and go as stealthily as I can.
Okay, give me a stealth roll then.
Oh, 17.
Nice.
That's a success.
Okay,
There you go.
then you start crawling stealthily after London. London,
Yes.
when the chanting stops, you do notice that, and you kind of glance, you pause, and you're still well shadowed, but you pause, and you glance over, and just beyond the cultist, you start to see pale figures coming out from where Kevin had left. I need you to give me a sanity roll.
That is, I believe, a failure.
Is that an 85?
That's an 85.
I believe that probably is a failure for a 12-year-old trying to be stealthy.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and give me a 1d8.
Be an 8. Be an 8. Ah,
Just 2.
no, that's a 6.
Oh, was it a 6?
That's a
okay.
6.
Another 6. So you lose 6 points of sanity. As you are, so you stop, and you get a little bit of a shock. And go ahead and give me another stealth roll to see if you make an audible sound.
Ooh.
No sound, no sound, no sound. No whammy,
Oh,
no
watch.
whammy, no whammy.
Just watch. Boom. That is a success.
Okay, you don't make a sound. Kevin,
Yes.
you're following at a distance behind these undead as they make their way, and as they hit the edge of the clearing, you see them kind of start to fan out around the edges of the clearing, and you hear. You don't hear the chanting anymore. If you do, it's just a low murmur. And you just see the original hooded figure, the central figure, is standing quite still. And you can't tell what they're doing, but they're not really looking around. But you get an uneasy feeling when you look at it, at them. They're almost too still, a little too quiet, while the others around them are kind of swaying and still murmuring. And now there's these undead rowers moving around the outsides. I need you to make a spot hidden roll.
No, that's a no. That's a 99.
Oh, okay. As this happens, as you guys are each trying to make your way, Kevin, you just are still watching the pale figures set up their stations around the camp, or around the bunk area. And you don't notice that one of the pale figures seems to be moving in a direction very close to that of where Ricky was headed.
Okay.
And
Ricky?
Yep, Ricky, because Ricky was following you.
Oh, okay.
And these figures are starting to fan out around this open clearing. Two of them went off to the left, one of them is kind of standing at the head of the path, and then two more went around the other side, where you guys were sneaking around. But they're kind of, they're not following the back wall, they're just headed that way. And you hear the main figure, you all hear a sharp, guttural sound. It's probably words, but it wasn't a word or words that you guys were familiar with. But you all hear it, and you all kind of feel it, and I need you all to give me a POW roll.
I succeeded.
Okay.
I failed.
I've passed,
Nice. Okay.
and that's a hard success.
Hard success. Okay, so Ricky, you're the only one. You are frozen in place. When you heard that, you stopped moving. You're still down, or were you crawling?
Yeah.
Okay, you're still crawling, but you're still down on all fours, but you are definitely frozen in place, and you can hear someone approaching from behind. Kevin, or any of you, what would you like to do?
Do I see it walking towards him?
He's behind you. Do you stop to look?
I
What do
can
you do when you hear you? It didn't really affect you, the words that he said, but do you stop to look around?
Yeah, I'll look.
Okay, then just give me a general intelligence roll.
Passed. Regular
Okay.
success.
I can't get this guy to fail a roll for nothing. Not when it counts. But yeah, you kind of look around, and you see the 5 figures now fanned out. You see the leader, the central cultist figure, standing again still. You know that the voice and the word came from, or the words came from him. And you realize also that Ricky is now not far behind. He's behind you a bit, but he's not that far behind you.
Okay.
Maybe 30 to 40 feet, just around the outer circumference of this ridge wall. And you see, kind of looking at him, but you really can't tell because these pale figures, they have bulging eyes, but they don't seem to focus on much. But it's definitely headed in his direction.
Like it's
walking towards Ricky.
okay. Odds or evens on my help.
Or I'm going to just run.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Oh.
So what do you do?
You know what? Screw it. I get out my Walkman with with the headphones, turn the volume all the way up, press play, and toss it to see if I can distract them.
Okay.
We'll let it play some Black Flag.
Okay. All you hear is that sound of the headphones. All right. I don't know if I really need to even make what I would need to make you roll for that. I guess I'm going to give you a throw
Okay.
to see if you get it nearest them. I mean, I know it really doesn't matter, but give me a throw to see if it gets far enough away from you to...
God. I mean, it's the last night.
It's the last night.
Okay, let's just do it.
Gonna use some luck?
Use that luck.
Okay. So, you get it at least far enough away that it doesn't necessarily... and you do it fast enough and in such a way that they don't clock your exact location. And out from the blackness flies this, and you, Kevin, you may see this. I'm not. How far do you think you are from? How far would you get? Because there is a guy standing at the head of the path. Would you keep a distance?
I keep like 10 feet away from him down the path.
Okay. So.
But up that if he turned, I could run.
Okay. Cool. And then Ricky. So Ricky, what you see is out of the darkness ahead. Because you really don't see London anymore either, because he has been able to maintain a good level of stealth, and it is against this ridge wall. It's in the shadow of the moon at this point. The moonlight is not hitting it directly.
Shadow of the moon.
The shadow of the moon. You see this Walkman and headphone set just fly out and slide across the clearing and kind of land near the cultists, who stop immediately murmuring. There's no more murmuring. They all look at it. And the tall cloaked one immediately you just don't see him anymore. And the four start looking around, and each of them pull. One pulls a knife out of his robes. Another one pulls a knife. They don't look like any super fancy knives. They are common, maybe carving knives. They are somewhat unprepared for any kind of combat, essentially, or any kind of resistance. And when they stop chanting and the main central cultist disappears, the five pale figures start to encroach on the circle. The one no longer seems to be looking at Ricky. It doesn't necessarily go towards the sound, I won't say, but they all turn, they face the circle, and they start walking in. And you hear a few panicked voices from the hooded men. So they are all. So now, Kevin, the rower that was in front of you is now slowly making its way, step by step, into the clearing towards the men in the hooded cloaks.
Can I use my slingshot to hit one of the guys in the hooded cloaks?
Yeah, go for it.
That is an extreme success.
Nice. Okay, roll some damage. They do not
between the
know it's
eyes.
coming. This is a.
I'm not sure if it would impale or not. I'm just gonna look on the chart and see if other one stuff does, but I think it does. No. Okay. So 6.
6?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. 6. All right. He kind of lurches for it. We're going to say that you clock him right, kind of. I'm going to say for 6 points of damage, he was facing you, and you managed to get the stone into the hood. So,
Okay.
and he immediately reaches up and sorry, I didn't mean to hit my mic. He immediately reaches up and
Freaking kids!
yeah, and he starts he cusses. And the other's like, where did that come from? And then you see the other two. So one wants to know where the stone came from. One has been beamed in the face, and the other two seem to be very concerned that these rowers are approaching them. So we are going to go ahead and get into combat.
Hey, real quick, can I roll an intelligence?
Sure.
Because Matt understands that what just happened. I want to make sure that Kevin picks up on the fact that now that the ritual summoning or the chanting is gone, they're just as in danger from those things as we are.
Sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I doubt. Yeah.
He does.
It's 16 under 40. Yeah.
Okay.
That's extreme. Or that's a hard.
You definitely understand that these five are now. I mean, you weren't sure how you don't think that those four guys are necessarily good guys, but you know that you're all on the same side at the moment.
Okay.
Well, you are, at least you have the same enemy.
Sure.
They may be distracting. If you with that roll, I'll say that they're at least distracting the rowers
Sure.
for a moment.
Yeah. That's the plan.
Okay.
So the combat.
Yeah, so, John, where is my investigator's handbook? Oh, I have it. I have it.
Are you looking up how we do initiative?
Yeah.
We just go off of dex.
Yeah, so, guys, give me your dexes.
50.
I'm a 50.
Are we all at 50?
I think so.
I'm a 60.
There you go.
Okay.
So what do we do to break the tie? Do we go off of strength?
Well, we will go at the same time and she'll just dictate which
Essentially,
one of us
yeah.
goes first.
So,
Oh, okay, that's right.
So, let me jot this down. We have... let me use a different writing thing.
And honestly, in those situations, the only thing that really matters is if an NPC goes at the same time as we do, because then
Sure.
both of our combats happen simultaneously.
Sure.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
a
we're going
problem.
into combat, and I have no fighting skills.
I've got slingshot, guys. We're doing great.
And I will remind you that you do have a pocket knife.
And a gnarly dagger, right?
London has a gnarly
London
dagger,
has a
yeah.
gnarly dagger and a pocket knife, but you have a knife too, Ricky.
Yeah, I got a pocket knife.
Yeah, you have like a Swiss Army or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and depending on the kind of flashlight you have, if you've got
Ooh,
if you have
yeah.
like a mag light, you've got a
Well-
freaking club.
Well, my dad's cheap. It's a generic mag light, but, you know,
Well,
it's still metal.
its days may be numbered, but you can still clunk something with it. All right, and then we have them, and then
So
them.
when fighting with a knife or a flashlight, we would just go with fighting brawl, correct?
That's what I'm gonna do.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything fancy on that. So, remind me, Matt, because I had read this
Sure.
prepping for last week,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
forgot to read it today. So, we still declare actions, right?
We do not declare actions.
Do not in
seventh
7th edition. Okay. Okay, because it says
we'll just-
declaration of intent.
edition. That is it. More of a: am I staying in this fight or am I fleeing?
Okay. All right. So, actions in a combat round. Dexterity in order of attack. Yeah, the side with the higher combat skill goes first is actually what the...
Oh, is
so
it? Okay.
that's how we determine which one of y'all... But none of them have dexes higher than yours.
Well, considering the tie between Matt and I, considering I have 25 in fighting, I think his combat's higher than mine.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
it is.
That's fine. So, let's go ahead and... So, you made your, essentially a sneak attack, is what I'm calling what you did, Kevin. But top of the order is John.
All right.
And let me make one comment to everybody watching, especially if any of you are very familiar with the Call of Cthulhu campaign setting. This is my first time running it, so I'm probably going to mess up. Be nice. That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
We're going to have a good
some-
time, and people are going to get hurt. So...
So,
Hopefully
having
not us.
run Call of Cthulhu for almost a year, something we need to note is that on blunt weapons, like, I don't know, stones, when you get an extreme success, it is maximized damage.
Okay.
Nice.
If it's stabbing, it's double damage. You'll
Okay.
roll the damage twice.
All right, sounds good. And as far as I can tell, there's no pushing combat rolls. You cannot
No.
use luck on combat rolls.
Nope. There's a fight back, so if we go to punch or stab somebody, they can fight back, and that could go badly.
Exactly. This would also be a time where if somebody, I mean, I know we did give some subscriptions out there and things like that. If somebody wants to assign anything to anyone.
Yeah, right now we're doing rerolls for subscribers.
Yeah, I
so-
will go ahead and throw some reroll. If you guys want to throw some rerolls, assign people. I know any of you that have a subscription, because we have not utilized any of those rerolls since like last week. So I know the far lane
I'm
has.
giving myself a reroll.
I've got to re-roll too.
Okay.
So that means that I don't think he's on right now. I think Levi had it out.
He may have had to.
Yeah, that's all right. So I don't know that anybody online right now is a subscriber, but this is a great time to subscribe to help us not die.
Sure. Yeah. If there's anybody in chat that would like that has a subscription, I'm pretty sure. I don't have my subscribers list in front of me, but I'm pretty sure most of y'all. I know Dorkistan has a sub. Mooncrow has a
Yeah,
sub.
that's right.
I think Jessica Stein also has a sub that she can give, as well as the
And-
far lane.
Yeah.
So for those of us that are already, because John, you are subscribed based on the gift subscription. I'm going to say that you each have one reroll from your own subscriptions.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I
And
do
then,
too.
The Mooncrow gave everyone a free roll.
Oh, did she? Can she
Yes.
do that?
I don't know. It's
Well,
Amanda.
between her, David, and Levi.
Yeah.
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 So
Oh,
yeah.
Starbucks is going to give us a free reroll.
Starbucks says, I want my mom to have a free reroll. No, that's cool. That's cool. I'm going to say you each give yourself a reroll. Between David, Amanda, and Levi, you each get another reroll.
Okay.
And then I have one reroll for my subscription.
Fantastic.
Does that work for everybody?
Ooh. No, I don't
That
like
sounds
your
great.
reroll.
You have
Hey, we
two,
got two of
Shawn.
them. I'm good.
Yes, but your rerolls will hurt us.
Maybe. You don't know. Somebody could come and save your butt. I doubt it. But
Lloyd is either.
Look, it's Iker.
yeah,
Here comes you. Guys, I purified it.
exactly.
Actually turned it into acid, throws it on the zombies, and they all die.
Oh God. All right. So top of the order is John, or London. London has the fastest dex.
Have the
He's
zombies
Dexy.
moved towards past us? Could I reasonably stand and run?
You just want to bolt for the exit?
Basically, unless there's no chance of getting away right this moment.
No, I mean, the cultists, there are going to be people that see you, but the rowers are now focused on the cultists. They're heading towards this summoning area where the ritual was occurring, but the chanting stopped and the ritual leader has disappeared. You do not know where he went. You're not even sure you saw him leave.
Yeah.
You just know he was there and then he wasn't. Oh, I see. Amanda said give everyone a reroll, and she can do anything.
Yeah.
David has said she can do whatever she wants with the reroll. She
I
is
do what I
authorized
want.
to do whatever.
I'm sorry. I'm a kid. I am not going to fight zombies or cultists. I'm bolting.
Okay. Give me a. Let's see.
Honestly, he doesn't necessarily need. So he's doing what's called a maneuver
Oh, okay, so you can just leave.
because he has attack. Well, I guess technically it's flee. Attack, flee, and maneuver are the three options. When he flees, he just note his speed, which should be on his character sheet.
Okay. What's your
Just
speed?
like a
What's your
7, 8, or
move
9.
rate?
My move rate is 9.
So he's actually pretty fast. So if something else is going to chase him, you're going to assign a move rate to that. It should be on a character sheet somewhere, and then
Okay.
you'll just keep comparing those, and then there might need to be rolls.
Okay. What usually makes the move? Like, what is the figure on the move rate?
That's
Because it wasn't included in my baddies.
No, that's so it
I mean, I'll just give him one. They're not Dexy or anything, so.
It's part of the character derivative stats during character
Yeah,
creation.
I just don't remember what it was. I feel like
I
it's.
thought it was something very odd because it's like dex and size.
So if
That makes
both the
sense.
dex and size are smaller than, or dex and strength are smaller than size, it's move 7. If either dex or strength is equal to or greater than size, or if all three are equal, it's 8. If strength and dex are greater than size, it's 9. So like mine right now
Okay, I
is
see.
8 because my strength is higher than my size, but my dex is the same.
Okay. Cool.
And then,
I'm just going to
you
jot this down
deduct
real
1
fast.
from move if the age is over 40, and then
Okay.
2 if the age is over 50, and so on and so forth. Technically, these dudes have been in the lake for 30 years.
No, I get it.
Yeah, but they were really athletic before they were in the lake.
It's true. It's true.
All right.
But I want Walking Dead kind of zombies, not another 48 days speedsters.
Yeah, no, not World War Z.
Yeah, no rage zombies, please.
No rage zombies. Okay. So you bolt, and then because you're not trying to be stealthy, I assume you're just taking off.
Yeah.
You're gonna make it with a move rate of 9. I'm not sure how that necessarily translates. I think I thought that you were about 20 feet from where the path began. So I'll say that you get there.
Okay.
You are definitely noticed, though.
Oh yeah.
The other cultists see you. You are just not a priority at the moment. In
Yep.
fact, I think you hear one of them go, "Go!"
Like they yell for me to go?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, somebody says run, and that's enough for you.
Yeah.
So next in line will be Kevin and Ricky.
I hear the run and I see London take off. I'm like, yep, I'm gone.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I've got a speed of 9 too. So
You've got a speed of 9. Cool.
I'm going to target one of the guys that's looking at the zombies and shoot him.
Okay.
The longer the zombies eat the 4 dudes in the middle, the more likely we're going to get away.
I agree.
55. So he will be able to dodge or perform in a maneuver, but I'm not sure there's a maneuver that he can do on me right now.
Okay.
So would need to get at least a success, and then we would compare numbers if he gets at least one.
Okay. All right, 1 second. I'm making a quick adjustment here. Let's see. You sunk down a little bit in your
Oh, I'm
chair
sorry.
there. That's okay.
I'm also looking at the book. That's my fault.
No. I appreciate the assist. So I just wanted to make sure everything was kosher on there. And, yeah. So he needs to make... Oh, you said you're not sure if there's a maneuver, but he would need a success.
There's not really a maneuver. It would be a dodge.
Okay. So this cultist is about... He's fitting to dodge. He did not.
Okay. So he'll take 3 points of damage.
And this is the same one or a different one?
Different one. I'm trying to keep them all in the circle or trying to come out after us and get closer to the zombies.
Okay, cool. Cool. So, and Ricky, you just moved, so you're just following London?
Yep. Probably 10, 15, 20 feet behind him.
Okay, yep, that works. So you have at least another round before you're going to make it to the trailhead. It is now... I'm looking at the wrong thing. Here it is. It is now the rowers. The rowers are going to continue their movement in towards the cultists, and they're going to make... And it's cool to do just mob style on this,
so-
right? They don't all have to
Yes.
attack separately.
Yeah. Although technically there's a bonus die or there's a penalty die for dodging if you're outnumbered, but it doesn't matter. Like you can just roll all at once. It's 5 on 4, right?
Right, the rowers are not outnumbered.
No.
Man, that is...
I feel sorry for the cultists trying to dodge zombies and getting pegged in the head by rocks.
I know, right?
Yeah, you guys are super helping them out here. Yeah, well, they end up moving in. You see them start to kind of make swipes, but they're not quite close enough. They're just seeing...
Well, the good news is I'm going to use one of my re-rolls to give you a re-roll, Roxy.
You're gonna give me a reroll? You can't do that.
That's fine.
Yeah, they swipe, but they don't make any damage. I spy a stray ninja pig behind you, Matt. Watch out.
Yeah, free range ninja pig. Sorry.
So that happens, and so now the cultists get the chance to act, and let's see if they manage to do anything. They're all just kind of, stay back, and brandishing one's got like a baton, like a billy club or a nightclub, and a nightstick. Yeah.
Is this their fighting back against the initial zombie attack, or is this their own initiative?
This is their own initiative.
Okay.
Fighting. Yeah, they don't. They're kind of just backing up. The undead were not really close enough to do anything. They're just making swipes and moving
That's
in.
fine.
What is that?
16.
That's a 16. So we're going to say, now these guys are outnumbered, so they should have technically gotten a penalty die, but I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
The two that have not been beamed in the face with rocks make like lunging swipes with one with a billy club and one with a knife. And let's see what they do at the rowers that are closest to them. So for
Good thing
Damage,
none of us named ourselves Billy. We would get beaten by that club.
it's a club for Billy.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So I'm just gonna roll.
I had to.
Boo. boo, I say.
Is there like a jingling in the background?
A little bit.
Okay.
Do you want me to turn that down?
No, that's fine. It's just barely coming in.
I mean, I can make it a little louder. It's kind of a
That's better, yeah.
a whine. Yeah. So that's a 4 plus 2 for one of them. So one of the rowers gets 6. Clonk. And another one.
Rude. These cultists invite him out of the lake. Now they're just whacking him in the head. I mean, come on.
Well, they weren't supposed to turn on him, you know?
Well, there's that too.
So yeah, 1d6 plus 1 plus damage bonus.
Oh, what if they're doing this to appease the rowers and we're just kind of screwing shit up?
I feel good about that. You don't summon zombie rowers and not do bad things to make it happen.
It's true. But what if, because we interrupted the ritual, we're going to release, something even worse?
Well, is what happened. So you see these two cultists. One swipes out with a knife and the other with a club. And there is and you see the knife, anybody who's looking, which some of you may
Just
not
me.
be. But what you see, Kevin, is the knife does kind of go through the midsection on one of the rowers, because the guy with the knife lunges forward and cuts pretty savagely, and it slices right into him for 6 damage. And the rower seems pretty much unaffected, and all that really oozes out of that is you see some mottled gray innards that are still in there, and just filthy water, just
Gonna-
kind of leaking from the wound.
I'm gonna feel bad for this question. Do I need to make a sanity check?
Yeah.
From that?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of sounds. It's almost just like you just hear water hit the dirt.
How much do I lose on a failure?
On a failure, I'm gonna say roll me a d6. There it is.
Oh, okay. I'm out.
Oh, have you suffered a temporary loss?
Yeah. I have lost. I've lost 11, and 8 was my number.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
I mean, in all fairness, if it would have been a human that you saw eviscerated, you probably would have lost just as much sanity.
Yeah.
Right. No.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that for now, you don't scream, but you're like, oh my god, you aren't anticipating what ends up happening.
Yeah,
And
it was all fun and games until somebody literally lost their guts.
exactly, and oh my god, and give me a that was a sanity. Go ahead and give me a is Constitution same kind of thing as it in here as it is in the other, or like your stomach, like if
Yeah.
okay, give me a con roll.
Yeah, I got that one.
Okay, so you don't hurl. It's just upsetting. And you're kind of poised. You're kind of frozen where you are, and you have 1,000 things that you think you might do, but you have no idea what you're actually going to do at this moment. So, the other that was just for the knife slice. The one with the club, he takes a wicked swing, and he crams right into the neck of another one of the rower that is approaching him, and it's a sickening kind of noise that leaves an impression in the thing. I'm going to say that sanity roll was all of it. So witnessing both of those things occur at the same time, you lost the 6 sanity. So the other two of you, let's see. So now the rowers, that was the cultist action. So now we're back to the top of the order, which takes us back to London.
I have the lighter out now, and I'm shielding it a little bit, but I'm also kind of waiting for Ricky because he has the flashlight,
Okay.
and we're bolting as far as I know.
Okay. Give me. I know we're in combat, but I need you to give me a spot roll.
Okay. Oh, wow. I'm using my reroll.
Was it crit?
He got you got a crit fail. You can't. Okay, this is a question. I didn't say it out loud, but crit not. I've seen it done where you can't reroll crit fails. You kind of have to take.
So
it.
it's.
But I'll
in combat, but it's not a combat roll, correct?
Right. This was a trait roll, or essentially.
So I mean,
Skill
he could push it, but the consequences would be dire.
But I can't use my subscriptions reroll.
Oh, yeah, that's up to Rox.
Yeah. See, the way that I've seen it done on other channels is you can't reroll crit fails.
Oh, well. Okay.
I mean,
I'm
but
good with that.
No.
I
Let's
will.
go.
I will
let's
let.
go with
I
it.
will
It's
let
the
the
last
channel
night. Let's do
vote.
it.
I mean, if you guys want to
I
use,
think that's a good. If it's a crit fail, which is very rare.
it is. It is. It's hard to do. Okay, so you can't reroll it.
Okay.
But on this crit fail, I mean, at least it was just a spot roll that you were doing. You don't see anything, and you try to move your pace because you're just bolting, right? Or no, you were waiting. You're
He's
waiting
waiting
for
for me.
Ricky.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't see anything, Ricky.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you act before Kevin. Ricky, I need you to, or what would you like to do first?
I'm still running towards London, and at this point, I've got the flashlight on.
Okay, so you see
Because-
him.
Yeah, I see him. I'm running towards him, like, oh, thank God, someone waited for me.
Okay, I need you to make a spot roll.
Okay. I'm gonna use my reroll. I got a 54.
Okay, that's why they're here.
My spot is 25, so I mean.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh yeah, that's great. A 96. So I don't see anything except London waiting for
You see,
me.
okay.
Aw.
I have
You only
I just
have
have
eyes for
eyes for London.
Only have eyes for London. Okay. Well, I'm going to say that while you're running, your light starts to flicker quite a bit. But you just keep running, and since he
Flashlight,
stopped,
dang, Dad.
yeah. So you start jiggling your light there, and you just about bowl into London. So you stopped. I'm going to give you a chance. Do you want to try to call out and interrupt him and say, whoa, 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 whoa?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, give me a... there needs to be an interrupt action on here. I just need to make up my own rolls. Give me... just give me a dex roll.
No
Do I get to
dodge.
oppose it?
Oh, give me a dodge. Yeah, give me a dodge. That
Dodge,
makes sense.
there you
That
go.
makes sense.
There we go. That's a success.
Okay. You don't need to oppose it. You're just running and you're focused on your light. I'm gonna, because your spot was kind of bad, I'm gonna give. But neither of you are paying a lick of attention to poor old Kevin, stranded across the clearing, seemingly frozen in fear. So
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
yeah, he just had temporary sanity loss.
Yep.
He's stuck. So Kevin,
Yes.
give me... Sorry, I didn't mean to breathe so heavy into the mic there. Give me... I'm just kind of going to wing this. I don't know if there's actually like a... Like if you're... Because I'm kind of feeling like you're shaking, and I kind of want you to unshake. Yeah, oh no, we forgot Kevin. Exactly. It's the name, Kevin. It has cursed you. It has cursed you.
Kevin.
Kevin! Yeah, somewhere Catherine O'Hara is cussing out a police officer.
That's right. What's his name? John Candy will pick her up and. bring
Yeah,
her
and they'll
home.
play jazz all the way back to in the back of a pickup truck, or in the back of a cube van.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me. I'm gonna say give me a POW.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I succeeded.
You succeeded. Awesome. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a normal action. I am gonna say that your pace is halved,
Okay.
or your move rate. I'm sorry, because you're very indecisive. You're just, what do I do? And probably about the thing that you know has been working has your slingshot.
Yeah. So I'm gonna shoot one of the zombies in the back of the head.
Okay. Nice.
No, I'm not. No. Oh wait, I'm gonna reroll. I'm gonna use my reroll.
You can
Yes.
use a reroll. No problem. Worse? Better?
Yeah, it went from an 85 to a 91.
Okay. You have 2 rerolls though.
Yeah, you know what? I don't need it next week. I'm killing you guys next time.
Yeah, next time you're on the other side of the table.
Oh my gosh, it's a 99.
Okay, well I'll let you take the better of those, so I'm not gonna.
So 85.
85, which is still a failure. Yeah, you launch that rock. It misses the rower. And it kind of it plinks off the thick fabric of the robe of the cultist that is kind of standing in front of him. But and he's like, he just kind of looks offended. If a hooded figure that you really can't see their face could look offended, you can tell that hooded figure is definitely offended. And the rower actually seems to take note of it and looks back, and it's the one that had clocked you earlier too in the tree. And so he has turned. For the rowers, then, I'm going to let them... They are now engaged in essentially melee range with the cultists, except for that one who stopped when that rock pinked off the guy in front of him. And he has stopped and turned. And I'm just going to do a... I'm going to do a little... fighting roll for them to swipe at the cultists. And they rolled an 80. They're terrible. Like, maybe if they had some oars in hand, they'd be alright. But they suck right now. And I'm gonna say, if they miss, do the cultists get a chance to fight back or dodge?
So no matter what, the cultists will get to choose fight, dodge, or maneuver.
Okay.
And if they choose to fight back, they also roll combat this round, or during the cult or during the zombies' turn.
Okay, then one of them. Oh, go ahead.
And if they succeed, then they deal the damage like normal. If they don't succeed,
then it's just
everybody fails, then nothing happens.
Okay, cool. Well, I think one of the cultists is going to fight back, but the other 3 are just going to kind of square
and
dance.
Chaosium put together this really handy dandy
flowchart.
Yeah, it's a super great flowchart.
Okay.
On page 109 of the Investigator's Guide. I'm showing our listeners at home.
Okay.
It's really good for this, and it kind of takes you through the steps. So. Okay,
and we are going to go a little after tonight because we had to take a longer break. So, don't worry, y'all. We're going to finish this tonight. I won't keep us too long. So, so the cultist that decides to fight back, he actually he clears that roll, so he gets to do damage as normal.
Yes.
All right. So he does.
The only thing that changes on fightbacks is you can't do impale damage on extreme successes.
Okay. Well, the one that he fights back to, he whacks it really good with his blade. It's kind of like a machete or a tanto shaped blade, and he essentially lops that one from shoulder to rib, crosswise, and that rower is on the ground. So
Kevin's eyes go wider.
Huh?
And Kevin's eyes go wider.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave you where you are with your insight. I'm not gonna make you make another roll. Now the one that did turn around, I'm gonna see if he's going to go ahead and turn and start to pursue you.
Okay.
But he's not gonna make it to you this round. So at this point, I need. Oh well, I guess it's the cultist's turn. There's gonna be a brief interrupt here, and there's going to be the sound of a gun. And you hear, fairly close to you, Ricky and London, you hear voices going, "What the hell?" And "Get away from them kids." And in through from the path where you guys were headed to comes Counselor Blake.
Yay!
And Counselor Blake is holding a revolver. You can't really tell much from it, but he fired it into the air, and it seems that he seems to believe that the people in the middle are still kids. He hasn't taken notice of y'all, but he's going to interrupt, and when this happens, one of the cultists actually takes a hold of. You see, the rowers kind of turn because they're all kind of taken aback by seeing this, and this is a distraction. One of the cultists throws back his hood, and he's like, Roger, get us out of here. And he's like, what the hell? And so he comes in, and actually behind him is Lloyd and Heather and the other kids.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
jeez.
So he's like, you kids stay back, But he was like, where in? And he starts calling. He's like, Ricky, Kevin, what are you doing in there, Gary? And it's kind of a commotion. So I'm gonna we're still in combat, but it's a little harried right now. So the cultists actually missed their fighting action because this has kind of thrown a spanner into it. So we're going to go back to the top. London, you are about 10 feet away from where Counselor Blake has just entered. And Ricky, you're there too. Because
Right. Yeah.
you're so what do you guys want to do at this point?
Personally, I'm going to run up to Counselor Blake and just start babbling out zombies, cultists. Kevin's still down there somewhere. I don't know what happened. I think the zombies ate him.
That's reasonable.
What the hell are you guys doing here?
I
London.
I keep on running. I'm like, run, bitch.
Okay, so London, you passed the other two counselors
I
and the
passed
kids.
the
You just start.
counselors,
You
the
try
kids,
to
I'm
you
just
try to
like,
get past. Okay.
Target.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to you. So Ricky, you stay there with Counselor Blake, and Counselor Blake is just like, get behind me. You get out of here, because he does not want to take a chance. And he's like, what? And the rowers are starting to now, because the cultists see an opportunity, and they start to move towards the exit. And here come the rowers coming after them. And the cultists can move a mite faster than the rowers can. And so, yeah, the rowers start to, and they're like, shoot him. And Counselor Blake is still very confused. And while you're running, John, or London, give me a a dex roll. I don't think because there's not a run.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
Dex roll's a good one.
I fail.
You fail.
Yeah.
You feel something heavy and
Reroll?
large slide out of your back pocket.
I look back.
You look back, and as you look back, a heavy hand falls on your shoulder. And it makes you feel a way that you don't like, and I need you to roll me a POW.
Passed.
You passed. Okay. You don't like the way it feels, but you're okay. But this hand has a grip on you. And it starts to push you back towards the clearing. And so, Kevin, I'm going to go ahead and give you an action, because the rowers and the cultists are now just...
Is the one rower still coming at me?
He is facing you and walking towards you, yes.
And he's going to get to me this round?
Yeah. Unless you move off.
I'm going to back up a little bit.
Okay.
And fire at him. How far away is he? Within
I'm gonna say 20 feet.
8 feet of me.
Sure, why not?
Okay, then I get a bonus die.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's kill.
Doesn't matter. Rolled the same thing. I still hit.
Okay.
And that is that's a hard success. He can dodge.
Okay, let's give her a shot. It's a 52 on that dodge. He does not dodge.
Sweet. 4 damage.
All right, cool. So that 4 damage. Where would you have liked to have hit him?
In the eye.
In the eye. Okay, we're gonna say that it takes out his eye. And you actually see it. If anybody was looking, it actually pops
Right out
out.
the back.
Pops out a little
Yeah.
piece of skull, and it flops down, and the stone comes out. There's not a whole lot but liquid in there. It's like shooting a watermelon. Let's see.
They were jocks. I mean, there wasn't a lot up there to begin with.
Now. They were jocks in the 60s, son. They had to have good grades then. So now we have Counselor Blake is going to share initiative with London.
Oh, wow.
But London is currently being maneuvered on against his will. I don't know if there's like an ungrapple. I guess it would just be a strength roll. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's probably not going to happen. It'd be an opposed strength roll.
Oh. Well, no, but I'm like, what the shit? And I grab that knife.
No, that's what fell out of your pocket.
Oh, okay. I look back and I'm going.
When you took off running, that was what fell out of your pocket.
Oh. Well, and I grab my other knife and I slice through whatever's grabbing me.
You try to. Okay,
I try to. Yeah.
So in that case, because that is a very close thing, and yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Does he get to dodge when it's that close, Matt?
Yes, unless he wants to fight back.
So
I think he just wants to continue the grip.
I am. Let's see. It's a success. I will spend 6 and make it an extreme success. Oh, I can't. I
spend
can't.
luck.
It's combat.
Yeah, you can't spend luck in combat.
So then
It's a hard success.
the other person would be doing a maneuver, which means that they would be rolling a strength, I guess, since they're holding the holding onto him.
Okay.
And since he got a hard success, the person
Needs to
holding
make a
onto
hard
him
success.
has to get an extreme success because John is initiating it here, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how that would work.
He did not get it. He got a 99. So you managed to kind of wrench away, and you swipe at him pretty good, and you know it cuts into the robe. Oh, go ahead and give me
1 point of damage.
1 point of damage. It cuts into the robe, and you hear a pretty. It doesn't sound like a normal hiss. It doesn't sound necessarily just a human under there. It kind of echoes in a weird way, and it's very, very harsh and raspy. All right, so that was London's turn, and Counselor Blake is these guys aren't super far. Now, what he's firing is doing scattershot. He's essentially using a rattlesnake gun, so it's firing tiny little shotgun pellets, but he's just once he realizes that these are not normal kids.
I told you.
Yeah, because Ricky has been babbling, and once he saw like the water just pour out of the guy's head, something's not right here. So he just starts firing at some of these at these rowers, and he's doing some good over there. Let's see. Counselor Blake, where's your damage, son? There it is. So yeah, he does 7 to one of them, which takes down another one. And about that time, wait a second, I had one more person, didn't I? Did I not?
One on me.
Yeah, no, there's the one on you, but I thought I'd had in here. I had. Okay, so Lloyd is also on your same check, so it's all the three of you. It's London, Blake, and Lloyd. Which we'll see if he can do whole, and he can. And you guys really can't see what happens because you're really not paying attention, and nobody else is really paying attention. But here comes another rock flying, and he does 2 points of damage with his own slingshot.
Wow, Lloyd's useful.
Yeah, he has no idea what's going on, but if this is a fight, he's in. No, so he does that, and we're gonna that point of damage actually got rid of one of the other, and so the cultists are now all running up, and they've all pulled their hoods back, and Blake is like, he's kind of just shoving them to the ground and telling them, sit down. What the hell is this and all this? that one rower, or no, it's so it's your turn again, Ricky.
I'm gonna start. From our vantage point, can we see? So we can see the zombie the zombie rower that Kevin shot, right?
Yeah, the one that's headed toward him. Yeah.
Can we see Kevin?
Yeah. Yeah, if
I'm
you're
gonna be
looking
like-
for him now, yeah, you see him.
I mean, like, Counselor Blake, look, it's Kevin. There's one of those things after Kevin.
So that's all you do?
Yeah, and then run to where all the other kids are.
Okay.
Safety in
Give me a
numbers.
spot hidden.
Yes, because that's worked so well for me this evening.
Well, I gotta try.
97.
Okay, never mind. So yeah, you run to where the other kids are, and you cower in fear. You don't see London. You're not entirely sure where London is, but you heard
And I asked
him.
the kids if they saw him.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, you ran past." He said, "See you later, bitches," and then disappeared.
I said, "Run, bitches."
Oh, run, bitches. Okay. Well, Heather is horrified. They're just cowering. They really don't know what's going on, and I don't think she's of clear enough mind to actually take them back anywhere. And so after you guys now is the road figure that was had a hold of London, and we're going to let him do a little bit of a. Is another grapple? Is that just a strength roll?
Are you grappling me?
No.
No,
This is the robed
Oh.
figure that had London.
Yes. So he would want to. He would have to make a combat brawl roll
Okay. Yep.
to
Can do it.
initiate that grapple. Strength to hold the grapple.
Okay. Well, he
Alright.
rolled an 8, which is an extreme success.
So I gotta roll my dodge.
Yeah.
That is not gonna be enough.
Okay, so he gets a hold of you again, and he starts walking you, and you go his full pace, which matches yours. You go the full pace, and you guys come up on the other kids. And Heather sees you, and she screams. Well, she sees the person that has hold of
Yeah.
you. She screams.
And do I recognize him as the one that was the leader?
Yes, you do. It's got the same air about him, and you feel. Go ahead and give me a power roll, Ricky and London. This guy's just got a
Oh, I failed it.
he's got
I
a
passed it.
creepy. He's just got an aura about him. All right.
I got a regular success.
Okay. Fine. Cool. For you, London, you're not even going to try to combat him next time. He's got you essentially enthralled, just by his sheer presence. So now we go to the cultists who have run up, and they.
Right?
Oh, I'm
Do I
sorry.
get the fire? Do I get
Oh,
the
yeah,
fire? Or the zombie come after me?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You got lots of people to.
I got lots of people going. Yeah.
I'm
This
gonna
went a
shoot
direction I
zombie.
wasn't entirely expecting.
No, I'm good. Go ahead. Kill me with that zombie.
Okay. Well, so the rower takes a he moves up into your space,
Guess
and he
technically I
takes
get
a
the
swipe at
fighting
you,
ball back.
but he misses. He rolled a 69. Nice. And his fighting roll is only a 50.
Yeah, I failed to fight back, so that's okay. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. So you guys are just in a little
A slap fight?
campfire standoff. Yeah. And so now back to the top of the order. We're going to have Counselor Blake, or the cultists are next. The cultists come running up, and they start to just try to barrel through the kids. They're not scared of Blake's gun. They are scared of the rowers and only the rowers, which I think there's only 2 left heading that direction, because I think 2 of them have gotten mowed down. Then there's the one that you've injured pretty good. And they start to try to just shove past the kids, and so you see them, Ricky. And you see him coming towards you, London, and you see the moment when they realize who's got a hold of you. And they stop and they start making apologies. And they're like, we can fix it. Do we just we're sorry. We messed up. It's going to be okay. We should have made sure nobody was here. And again, there's words from the hood that they seem to kind of understand. It makes them recoil and kind of, they look physically, those of you that can see him, they look physically upset and as he says that, yeah, he rolled a 25. From his free hand, a winding kind of thick, not tentacles and not like smoke, but this black, it almost looks like mildew, shoots from or emanates from his hand and ends up kind of wrapping around them like tendrils of mold or mildew if you've been in a really where you've seen it grow, and it ensnares them all, and they kind of drain, and then they fall to the ground. And at this point, all the kids are screaming because they're right there. These guys were standing pretty close to them. All the kids are screaming, and he doesn't seem too concerned with them right now. In fact, he just goes, "Silence!" And so now, London, you're grappled. Would you like to try to get... Well, no, I said you couldn't get away.
But he's
I'm
walking me back. Do I see the knife on the ground that fell out of my pocket?
No, you didn't. Well, you need to roll a sanity roll
Okay.
because you witnessed these 4 guys just get sucked dry.
All right.
I'm assuming, do I have to do the same thing?
Yeah. Is that a 99?
That is a
Maybe you need
99.
to switch dice now. You burned them out. Now you can re-roll. Do you still have a re-roll?
Oh, I do, and that wasn't technically a critical failure.
No, it wasn't.
I just made it. I have 50 sanity, and I rolled a 50.
Okay, that's fine.
Still didn't make it. But
Still didn't make it.
not the
Okay,
end of the
then
world.
give me a 1d8.
See, y'all made fun of all my book learning, but it's keeping me sane.
All right, and I have had my break.
You've had a break too?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, you are now just at his will. He's going to guide you wherever he wants you. You're just kind of... So you don't even get a chance to look to see if you find that knife. As this guy pushes you closer... In fact, because most of the people are kind of... Blake has not yet realized that there's somebody behind him. Can you all still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I've turned my... I need to turn my headphones back up. Blake has not really... He knows they're screaming behind him, but there's a whole lot of gross stuff happening. And he's still leveling shots at these last 2 rowers. And with a... You know what? I'm going to use a reroll for him. Okay, 55. That'll hit. He wasn't going to hit, but we need to get rid of some of these guys. So he hits, and he does 1 for 1. But based on what I have jotted down for what hits they've already taken, that's going to take out those other 2 that are swarming the cultists, or that were headed that way, because the cultists are gone. And now those 2 rowers, that leaves 1 rower left. And but first it's going to be Ricky and Kevin.
So, I'm going to do something stupid.
Okay.
I'm just going to start running and try to plow into the guy that's holding London to knock him down to get London free.
Okay.
Nice.
So, brawl.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to use my last reroll. That was a 70.
Okay.
24.
Yeah.
24. Nice.
That's
So
a success.
He gets to roll a dodge, right?
Yes, or he can fight back. He could
Backhand
he's
forward.
gonna
straight arm to block him.
No, he's gonna roll a dodge, and his dodge, he just makes it.
Oh.
Oh wait.
However,
Oh, however.
because you both have the same level of success. Oh, never mind. Defender wins because it's a dodge and not fight back. If he fought back and got the same level of success, the initiator would win. But because he's dodging, the defender wins.
Okay. Well, we're gonna say he kind of sidesteps you. But so he doesn't take the full brunt of your hit. But when you collide with, or when you kind of pass by him and you reaching for him, you actually manage to snag that robe, and you pull that robe back, and it pulls it back, and the hood comes back, and you see Counselor Ganahy.
I knew it.
And
It was old man Gillicuddy the whole time.
it was, yeah. And his eyes are glowing a strange blue, blue swirling black, and he looks a little mottled and gray, and he hisses some words, but nothing happens. He does not like being uncovered in the moonlight. So we're going to now... Yes?
Creepy, happy camp. He was the one that was all creepy. Yeah, like, this is a great place to be.
Everybody loves Camp Kiwagwa.
Yeah.
We come back
I knew he
every
was
year.
creepy.
I've been here for 20 years.
30,
All right.
40,
Yeah.
50.
I've been here so long, I don't know how long I've been here. All right, Kevin, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna slingshot that zombie in front of me.
It is not a full moon, no.
Hey, I hit. That is a
Nice.
hard success.
He's going to give a shot to dodge, but he sucks at it. Oh, but he did roll a 3.
Ooh.
Seriously.
He did.
Seriously.
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 So he kind of whiffs out of the side, and your rock goes right past him. And let's see. Right after you guys is Lloyd. Lloyd is he's going to make a little pow check because he isn't sure what to think of all this. And he fails that, so he's kind of useless right now.
I'm sure that impresses Heather.
Lloyd is well, she's too busy screaming.
Is the rower attacking me back? Or attacking me on his turn?
Oh, yeah, I forgot he could do that.
Because I'm going to fight back.
Okay. He rolled an 8.
Well, I got a success, but he got a better success. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So he's going to take... This is an unarmed strike, so he's just kind of swiping at you with his... Oh, I dropped my die.
So he does a D3 plus his damage bonus if he has one.
Yeah, so he's... That's a one hit point.
Okay.
1 hit point. So he swipes you. You might be bleeding a little bit, but you're okay.
Or
All right.
Kevin.
Back to the top where Ganahy gets to act again. So he shoves you forward, London, and he starts to chant once again whatever dark things he's chanting. He doesn't seem, I'm going to be honest with you, he doesn't seem too concerned with the other kids. He just doesn't want anybody to leave. He's doing something, he starts to chant, and the rower that is still on Kevin actually listens. He seems to stop when his voice starts. And he's going to kind of pause. He still has a hold of you, and I need you to make a POW check.
I make it.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, so you're there, but it doesn't have as much of an effect on you. He starts to chant, and you notice that the other kids, and you notice this too, Ricky, because you're amongst them, you definitely see that the older two counselors, or the younger two counselors, seem to be, they've stopped screaming, and the kids are starting to quiet. And you do feel some movement beside you. But nothing, Ganahy is just, he's essentially preparing. He's doing a spell, for better or worse, but it's going to take a minute. For your action, London, what would you like to do?
Stab.
You gonna stab?
Just stab. I'm not breaking free. I'm just trying to stab him.
Okay.
God, I wish I could do something more with that, but that is an
That's an extreme success. So go ahead and roll damage.
You get to dodge.
Oh, he gets a dodge, yeah. He
Two
rolled
more,
an 88.
two more
No.
points of damage.
Okay.
Hey, well, hold on. If that's an extreme success with a dagger, that'll change something.
Yeah. Well, it's with a pocket knife. But we'll
So
count it
you're
as
going to do the max damage for the thing plus max damage bonus plus the rolled damage, weapon damage.
Okay.
Okay, so that makes it 6 points of damage.
Okay. So
That ain't nothing.
No,
That
it's
ain't
not.
nothing,
That's not bad. That's not bad.
no, and you'd already done one to him.
Yeah.
So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So he does not stop chanting though. You know that you've cut into him though.
Yeah.
Hey, Roxy, if that 6 damage was more than half of his life, he actually takes a major wound.
It's not.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it was not. And it has to be in one hit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, not there yet. So he does. So that's your action. Lloyd is enthralled. He's not going to do anything. Or Lloyd is on the next action anyway. So Ricky, Kevin. Or I guess Counselor Blake gets to go first, doesn't he?
Yeah, he shares the initiative with.
Okay, Counselor Blake
London.
has turned around and he's like, Clark, what are you doing here?
Clark's not here.
Clark's not here. No, Clark, and he's like, what the? And he is very confused. But when he kind of locks eyes with, I'm gonna give him a sanity roll. Oh, he rolled pretty damn well. He's fine. He's just like, what in the hell? But he doesn't know if he should shoot or not. So he didn't see what Ganahy did. He just knows Ganahy is there and has his hand on a kid. And he's like, I think you need to let that boy go, Clark. I don't think you're feeling too well. Well, I mean, his eyes are glowing. And Ganahy just keeps. He's just doing his thing. Ricky, or Kevin, which of you would like to act first?
Go ahead, Ricky.
I'm gonna stab him in the leg with my pocket knife.
You're gonna go forward. Oh yeah, you're right by him, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm right by him.
All right, give him a shot.
That is a success. It's a 25 on 25.
Okay. He is not gonna try to dodge. I think he's gonna do a maneuver.
There.
Let's see. So he is going to roll. It's weird. I've only played that Savage World system once, but I keep wanting to roll. I keep thinking of rolls for that. So when you cast a spell, Matt, what do you? Is it a magic point?
It depends on the type of spell,
Okay.
but typically they take at least one. If they're a really powerful spell, they'll take 2 or more.
Okay.
But then he makes a POW check.
Okay, it's just a POW check. Okay, that's what I was thinking here.
As a warning, if he crit fails on a POW check, it's actually really bad when casting a spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
He rolled a 68, and that. Where'd he go on his POW? His POW is. He did not make it.
Yay!
All right, so
Pocket knife is doing what? 1d6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got knife medium at a 1d4 plus 2
Yeah,
plus
it's
damage
1d4
bonus.
for that pocket knife.
1d4. Cool.
Almost
plus
done,
2.
guys. Almost done. I think.
I just rolled a 4, so that's 6.
Nice. Okay.
Jeez.
So he's below half his hit points, but it wasn't all in one.
That doesn't matter.
6. Oh, that doesn't matter?
Nope.
So
Take
he
a
has
major wound by taking half of your hit points.
Okay. So
at
he's
one time.
Okay, so he's got a major wound. His murmuring kind of stops, and he kind of at this point, go ahead. What are you going to do, Ricky? Because you still have, or Kevin, you still have somebody on you.
I fire my slingshot and a hit. That is a hard success.
Okay. He actually does not try to dodge this time because when Ganahy started murmuring it again, that kind of takes him out of what he was doing.
Sure. So I do 4 damage.
Okay, well that is going to take him out anyway. So how would you go ahead and describe your kill there?
I shoot him and it hits him in the neck hard enough to make his neck or his head just kind of slump over, and
Nice.
then he just falls.
Nice. Okay. So
I'm gonna be unbearable now. I'm Kevin the
Fucking
Zombie
roll.
Slayer. You're never gonna hear the end of this.
nice. Okay. Well,
If we live.
if we Ganahy has, like I said, his chanting has faltered. He has no henchmen, and Professor Blake is approaching and has his gun leveled at him, which we're gonna say he reloaded at because he's very much taking charge of the situation, and this is kind of his wheelhouse. not shooting people, but surviving.
Looks like you got
Charge.
yourself an
Kids,
interdimensional
this is
portal to another
wheelhouse.
world here.
No,
Luckily, I always come prepared.
No, he's he knows how to keep his cool in situations like this. I don't want to say like this, but he knows how to keep his cool. He knows how to handle his firearm, and he's a camp counselor by God, and he is going to keep these kids safe if it's the last thing that he does. And as you're sitting there, or as Blake is approaching, and he's like, Clark, I don't know what's going on here, but you need to just we just need to talk about this. And because he's just, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for anything magical to be happening. But he's like, just calm down. And Ricky, next to you, you feel definite movement. And you see other Ricky shoot forward out of the pack of kids. And he starts hollering, and he levels you see a flash of something in his hand, and he lunges forward. In London, you get a dodge,
Okay.
because you see this coming and you need to get out of the way.
I dodge.
Okay, you dive off to the side. Little other Ricky, he comes charging with that knife that you dropped out of your back pocket, and he shoves that thing square into Ganahee's belly, because he's a
Icker killed Ganahe?
Little Icker?
Well, we're gonna see this. That's certainly what he tried to do. Oh yeah, he rolled
You
he
succeeded.
rolled a 7. So he's gonna, with that, Ganahee, the light in Ganahee's eyes fades, and you see tendrils of black, those same black tendrils that had shot out at the other cultists. You see those start to climb up the outside of his robe and climb up his neck and into his face, and it engulfs him, and he poofs, and he's gone, and his robe falls to the floor.
Way to go, Icker.
I don't know if any of you have the presence of mind
No.
to see that. Yeah, go ahead and give me sanity rolls.
I can't see it. I don't have to roll it.
That's true. Yeah, you're just walking back up. You just...
Ooh, I
big
failed
time
it.
fail.
Okay, well, go ahead and just roll me a d6 and lose it. You're fine. I think one of you was already temporarily insane anyway.
Full 6.
London. Yeah.
Okay.
I lost 2 points.
But yeah, so Blake, realizing that he doesn't understand what's happened, he's kind of had a bit of a sanity break too once he saw that happen. And Ricky, or other Ricky, is just, and he just kind of drops the knife, and he's just standing there. I mean, he kind of seems like he doesn't even realize what he did either. And you guys, Counselor Blake tries to get you guys back focused, and sorry, I realize this creepy music is still going on.
It's alright, it's still creepy.
He gathers you guys up, the night quiets down, and he says, we need to get back to camp. And he starts leading you guys out.
Camp or camp by the lake?
Well, I mean, I think he decides that he's got a radio, and he radios back to camp proper, and he calls for a couple four-wheelers to come out. And you guys end up getting back that night to Camp Kiwagwa and abandoning your Roughin It camp because you
I
roughed
need to
it
call
pretty
my
good.
mom.
Yeah. There is a flurry of phone calls the next day. There is a lot of damage control being attempted. Counselor Ganahee is just gone. Nobody seems to really know where he went. The maintenance guy and the lawn guy and one of the local courier guys, they're all gone. They don't, nobody's seen them. And you guys aren't really talking about a whole lot to anyone else. I'm sure Kevin is telling you guys, I killed that rover. Nobody else saw it, so they're like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Last time I saw you, you were up a tree.
Well, I think they kind of just assumed that when the other guy, when Mr. Ganahee died, that they all the rowers kind of died too. because they missed a lot of that. But Kevin is adamant that he was
Oh
the
yeah,
one who
I
did
killed
it.
a zombie.
But yeah, so there's a flurry of phone calls. Counselor Blake kind of takes charge, and he just says, due to some unforeseen events and, something happened. He makes up some story about there's some sort of chemical spill at the local whatever upriver, and it's draining some gross into the lake, and it's just better if we all get the kids out of here. And so all your parents come and pick you up, and that you all survived. Do you have any parting words?
A couple of kids are going to need some therapy.
Yeah, no, yeah, jeez.
Yeah.
I will say, London, that place where you pricked your finger, it stays sore for a while. And you think, once it kind of, even when it closes, it leaves kind of a dark mark on your finger there that looks just a little odd. But if you don't pay enough attention to it, it don't mind you too much.
When my parents picked me up, the first words out of my mouth was, "I told you it was going to be horrible."
Your dad just kind of, all right, son. Well, we'll pick a different camp next year if you don't like this one.
I just get real big, like,
They're
No.
putting another camp farther downriver that we've already been looking at the brochures for. It looks really cool. It's a science camp. You like science.
on this lake and river.
And that's about the time you guys drive off into the sunset. London, your parents come and pick you up in their pickup truck. And what do you say to them?
I don't know if London said anything in a while, because I was 6 points away from half my sanity.
Well, I mean, it's been a day. You're okay.
So I'd probably just like, yeah. I think next time I want to stay in town. Maybe go to like a music camp or something.
You didn't like it? You were so excited about this one. You said you'd picked it out for reasons.
Yeah.
No? Well, we'll talk about that. We got the rest. We've got a whole year before we have to decide. And your mom kind of looks at you funny, and she goes, I think this is the first time in a while that I've seen you without them headphones around your ears.
Yeah.
And they drive off. And then your mom comes and gets you.
Yeah.
Do you say
Best
anything?
summer ever.
So your sanity break is straight up denial.
Oh, duh.
Always. He killed an undead rower. And that, friends, is where we're going to end it. At the end of the summer, they survived. Camp Kiwagwa is going to have to go through a little bit of retooling and a little counselor, swap. As
Because
some key
Lloyd needs to
members
get
of
up off
staff.
Heather.
Huh?
Lloyd needs to get up off Heather. Jeez.
Well, yeah, Lloyd isn't sure if he
Kids.
wants to come back next year.
Yeah, no kidding. I wouldn't want to.
Heather is absolutely sure she doesn't want to come back next year. She doesn't even stick around for like the counselor wrap up after all the kids go home. She calls her parents and she's gone. She's one of the first ones picked up. She's like, "Get me out of here." Marjorie actually seems bummed.
She echoed London's sentiments. Run, bitches.
Yeah. So that was Bunkhouse B. Sorry it was a little clunky tonight, guys.
No, it's good.
There was a lot of people going in a lot of different directions. When they decided to split up, I kind of swore internally and was like, "This is gonna suck." But
It went all right.
it's all okay. So we thank y'all for coming. Next week, let's see, things coming up. We have Tomes of Isolation on Tuesday at 7 p.m. We will be starting something new. John has not told me what yet.
No, we're doing Seventh Seas.
That's right. I forgot. We did know that. We're doing a 7th Sea solo adventure kind of thing. And that will be, again, Tuesday on Tomes of Isolation at 7 p.m. Central Time. Then next Thursday, we will return with the Shell game, our Spycraft, the third episode of our Spycraft game with myself, Shawn, and Alyssa Appleton as Team Viridian on the ground in, I believe we're in East Berlin now.
In the sewers.
Yeah, we are getting ready to climb up from the underground, and John is our GM in that one. It's been going real well, so we have 2 more weeks of that. And then 2 weeks from today, we will be returning to Illuminated Page. I believe if as long as David's got good internet, we should be able to hop back in and kick back off with season 2 of Illuminated Page.
In Australia, I got to do some reading and really prep myself for that because
you got 2 weeks. You've only had a month so far, Matt.
So as a reminder to our watchers, if you haven't subscribed or haven't been given a subscription, you should do that. If you haven't followed, you should definitely do that. Tell your friends. We're here every Thursday and every Tuesday. Come out, tell us what to do on Tuesdays, make fun of us on Thursdays, and have fun with us.
Yeah, we have a good time here. I am going to throw out one other place that you can catch me 2 weeks from yesterday. So I don't know what day that'll be, but the day before we come back for Illuminated Page, I will be appearing on twitch.tv/CFTRPG in the Curse of Strahd campaign that has been ported into the Suede system, or Savage Worlds Adventure Edition, and we will continue that adventure we started last night. If you're looking for it, look on YouTube at CFTRPG. Just give a search for that, and Savage Ravenloft will be the most recently uploaded video. So
it was a great show last night. It was really
seriously
we had
good.
a lot of fun. I'm meeting some really cool people out there in the TTRPG streaming world, and so we had some good times. So please support us everywhere. You can find me on Twitter at Rooworks, ROOWERKS. You can see it right below me. And other Twitter handles are there. Does anybody have anything else they want to shout out before we cut off?
No, I think we're good.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Night.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Night,
you,
everyone.
everybody.